Good evening and welcome in to the Budweiser Bullpen in downtown Amarillo, where tonight should be another fantastic matchup in the South Division between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Shreveport Mudbugs. Hi everybody, I'm Chiarenza, bringing you all the action here tonight, and what should be another thrilling game between division rivals. Only the second out of 4 meetings that these teams will face each other this season. Yesterday's contest ended up in a 5-1 Mudbug victory, although it was a bit of a closer game than score might indicate, as the Wranglers were only down by 2 heading into the third period, but could not find a way to come back and get it done. Now, just off the top of the broadcast, you have to point out the note that the Wranglers in this game will be playing their 5th game in 8 days. So right off the bat, you have to wonder if fatigue will be a factor for Ryan Anderson's crew against a Mudbugs team that comes into the game with a pretty solid record of 11-5-0-1, although the Wranglers are not too far behind them, as they are 9-6-1 on the season, looking to find their way into the double-digit column in wins, as they will take on the Mudbugs tonight. As Shreveport comes into this game, final game of a road trip for them, they will have next weekend off. So you got to think that the Mudbugs are pretty eager to get back home, as they'll take on a Wranglers team that previously had won 4 out of 5 against the Oklahoma Warriors, the defending champions in the North American Hockey League. So the Wranglers themselves put up a pretty good group of wins, string of games against the defending champions before facing the Mudbugs yesterday on a Thursday afternoon. Yes, that's right, a Thursday afternoon. It was the Kids' Day game here at the Budweiser Bullpen. One of my favorite crowds of all time. I'm just going to throw that out there. Those kids exceeded my expectations. They were a fantastic crowd. Cheered the Wranglers on until the very end, and boy, were they loud. And we should have another fantastic crowd here tonight at the bullpen, as it is military night, as we are honoring all those who have served in the armed forces or are currently serving. Thank you for everything that you do. As there is festivities going on in the concourse. I see the color guard making their way down to ice level for the national anthem that's coming up in about 10 minutes, as there will be a lot of festivities here tonight to honor those who have served. So once again, thank you to everybody that has served. And thank you for those who currently fighting or have lost their lives for our freedom. Thank you. Cannot be said enough. So the Wranglers lose 5-1 yesterday, looking to bounce back today. Their only goal in yesterday's game was scored on the power play from Connor McNaughton. Roman Zapp and Trey Williams picked up the assist on that goal. And the power play, really the special teams overall for the Wranglers, has been a bright spot over the last couple of weeks, as the Wranglers have a power play goal in each of their last 8 games, dating all the way back to October 13th when the Odessa Jackalopes were in the building. Wranglers have scored 10 power play goals in that span, so look for the Wranglers special teams to be a big factor in whether or not they win or lose in this game, as it seems to be, as of late, their bread and butter. Speaking of the penalty kill was 5 for 6 yesterday. A critical moment in the game in the second period. Divine Apollon was given a 5-minute major penalty, and the Wranglers were able to kill all 5 minutes to hold the Mudbugs off. So the penalty kill has been putting up good numbers as well. They're a little over 86% on the season coming into tonight's game, so look for them to be a factor as well. While we're on the topic of Divine Apollon, he is currently serving the first game of a 3-game suspension after a fighting incident that happened yesterday afternoon, so he is out of the lineup. We'll get to the starting lineups later on in the pregame show, but the Wranglers, the next 3 games, will be without the services of Divine Apollon. Wranglers will be in Albuquerque next weekend to take on the New Mexico Ice Wolves. So you come back into last night's game, or I guess last afternoon's game. Mudbugs jumped up to a 3-0 lead. Wranglers then were able to get the next one, as I said before, from Connor McNaughton, but it wasn't going to be enough, as the Mudbugs held on for the 5-1 victory. Connor McDonough stopped 16 of 19 before Luca Gans came into the game and finished things off. The Mudbugs were led by Lucas Deeb, the forward for Shreveport. Scored 2 goals and 2 assists in yesterday's game, so he had a performance for the ages. Lucas Deeb, 6'2 forward, 185 pounds, the 19-year-old from New Baltimore, Michigan, had the 4-point outing on a Thursday afternoon. Look for him to be a big impact player once again here tonight. And speaking of the Mudbugs lineup, they've actually just lost a big impact player, as Ryan Burke went down with a non-contact injury in yesterday afternoon's game. Unfortunately for the Mudbugs, he has gone on injured reserve, so he'll be without his services for some while. And this is a playmaker that the Mudbugs will sorely miss. Just 17 games. Ryan Burke has 15 points, 8 goals, 7 assists for the man out of London, Ontario. And he's the reigning second star of the week with 3 goals and 3 assists in 2 games over in Colorado. So that's a big blow for the Mudbugs, and I think the Wranglers really have to capitalize on that here in today's game, as the depth of the Mudbugs will be tested here this afternoon. Wranglers a team with a lot of really good depth of their own. We'll see if they are able to really capitalize on that here in tonight's game. So again, the Wranglers, 5 games in 8 days. I really think the biggest key to this game for Amarillo is to find their skating legs early and really get that first goal of the game. The Wranglers have not scored the first goal in a contest since the second game against the Warriors last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago, back here at the Budweiser bullpen. So it's been 4 straight games that the Wranglers have not scored the first goal, especially when at the end of that set where you've played so many games in a short time span. It really would help you a lot if you could get out to an early lead, as it's always tougher to play catch-up than it is to defend a lead. So for the Wranglers, you got to jump out to that early lead, and we'll see if they're able to do it here today. And again, another key to the game is, as I talked about it earlier before, you got to look at that special teams as a big factor for the Wranglers. If they're able to play a critical part in today's game, the Wranglers are going to have some success, and they have a really good chance of coming away with the victory. Another thing the Wranglers need to do is find a way to put more shots on goal. Yesterday it was Carson Dorfman. Looks like there's going to be a change in goal when we come back to look at the starting lineups. But Wranglers need to get more shots on goal, as they put up just 23 in yesterday's outing, and they allowed way too many shots. The Mudbugs put up 41 on the board. The Wranglers need to find a way to limit the opposition's scoring chances and in turn get some more of their own. They say that offense is always the best defense, and so if the Wranglers could find a way to spend more time in the Mudbug zone, get a few more shots on goal, I think they'll be well equipped to come away with a victory here tonight. Well, when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we will look at the starting lineups for the Wranglers and the Mudbugs, as it is the Wranglers' 17th game of the season, the Mudbugs' 18th. 2 top teams in the South Division do battle here tonight. We'll talk all about it in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network. We're just about a few minutes away from first period puck drop from the Budweiser bullpen. Let's get to the starting lineups tonight. We'll start with the visiting Shreveport Mudbugs, as the Mudbugs will send out Nick Marino on the left wing, number 13, with Hayden Nickel, number 12, centering that line on his right side, number 17, Braden Cook. That'll be the line that starts the game for Shreveport. Their third defense pairing will start the game on the left side. Number 3, Logan Haru, had a goal in yesterday's game, the first one of the contest. And on his right side, it'll be number 5, Alex Park, who scored the 5th goal in the game yesterday. So 2 defensemen helping out on the blue line yesterday for the Mudbugs. We'll get the start here tonight. Now, we have a goaltending change from yesterday. As I mentioned before, it was Carson Dorfman getting the win in Thursday's contest today. It'll be Elliot Seguin Lescarbot, the French-Canadian, number 37, will get the starting goal for the Mudbugs, as this season He comes into the game with a record of 6-1, 0-1 in 9 appearances, a 2.67 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage. He'll be the starting goaltender for the Mudbugs in tonight's contest. For the Wranglers, they'll throw out their top line of number 93, Jack McDonald on the left wing. Number 4, Ben Ivy centering that line. On his right wing, his twin brother Jack Ivy wearing number 6. Will round out that top line for the Wranglers. They will get the start tonight for Amarillo. Wranglers will send out their second defense pairing of Colin Doherty on the left side and Kyle DeMarco, number 2, on the right side for their starting D-men. And in goal once again, making his 13th appearance of the season, it is Connor McDonough getting the start in goal for the Wranglers. McDonough looking for a bit of a bounce back game after he stopped 16 of 19 to begin yesterday's game. As the native of Mendham, New Jersey, will get the start once again for the Wranglers. Started all 5 games against Oklahoma. Started yesterday's game. Connor McDonough shouldered a lot of the workload as he's appeared in 12 games up to today. Luka Gons has only made 6 appearances. 2 of those were in relief of McDonough. So McDonough's had a heavy workload, but he's performed quite well as he has a record of 7-4-1, a 2.58 goals against average, and a .903 save percentage on the year. As the Wranglers return to Connor McDonough in net, and really that name has become a bit of a folk hero around these parts after what he was able to do at the end of last season. The 8-game win streak from McDonough to get them into the playoffs, the shutouts, everything that he did to help Amarillo make its first postseason berth will not be forgotten anytime soon, as he's only added to his legend here so far this season. Wranglers will turn to him tonight. We'll see if he can get the job done. Well, you look at depth throughout the Wranglers lineup. We talked a little bit about the Mudbugs depth, but I mean, you look all across the board for the Wranglers, you got a ton of guys that can make an impact. Of course, you always have to look at that second line of Topi Pukinen, Roman Zapp, and Alex Papaspropoulos, some of the team leaders, and not just scoring, but also plus minus. Look for them to be a big impact, as all 3 of those guys also factor in on the power play as well. Look for them to be some big names here today. And you also can't forget about number 27, Connor McNaughton, on that third line, but he's also started to score at a constant pace. Look for him to be another factor here today after he scored the Wranglers' lone goal on the power play in yesterday's contest. On his right wing, though, look at number 74, Alex Stepanek, as he's making his 2nd appearance as a Wrangler. And speaking of newcomers, the Wranglers have a new face in the lineup. Number 94, Sebastian Mitro, will make his first start as a Wrangler. Now, Mitro's a bit of a youngster, but he had a lot of success over in Czechia as the Czech forward, or the Czech defenseman, has played quite well for the Czech national team. We'll get to that a little bit on in the broadcast, but he is making his Wrangler debut. As check that, he's actually a Slovak, so he's not a Czech. He's a Slovak. My apologies. But he had a very good run as he did play over in Czechia. As they will bring out the color guard for military night. Sebastian Mitro will make his debut. As his best season was over in the Czechia Under-17 League, where he had 5 goals and 14 assists as a defenseman. So he will make his Wranglers debut tonight. He will be paired up with number 7, Drew Jeffers, on that 3rd D pairing. We'll see how he fares as they bring out the color guard. Looks like a school will sing the national anthem. Color guard waiting in the tunnel. This pregame ceremony rolls on for military night here at the Budweiser bullpen. We'll be back in just a few moments after the conclusion of the national anthem.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Beautiful pregame ceremony for Military Night, honoring those who have served in our armed forces and put their lives on the line for our freedom, as two captains will meet out there for ceremonial puck drop. I believe there's a handful of them here tonight. There's Ben Ivy and Hayden Nickel will be out there for the puck drop. You're just moments away from live action here at the Budweiser bullpen. It should be an exciting night. Wranglers currently sit at 5th place in the South Division with 19 points on the year, record of 9-6-0-1. The Mudbugs have a record of 11-5-0-1. They're 3rd in the South Division, and they have 23 points. And as I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, they are currently in the final game of their road trip. Afterwards, they will have the weekend off. And the Wranglers, and that next weekend, will be over in Albuquerque facing off the New Mexico Ice Wolves for the first time this season. Just like the Mudbugs, the Wranglers will only play the Ice Wolves 4 times this season. Next time these two teams will meet will be on the 8th and 9th of March. So it'll be a good span of time in between the next 2 times these two teams meet. Really not a very long season series. By the end of tonight's game, the season series will be half over. We have another puck drop here for Military Night at the Budweiser bullpen. Once again, really a beautiful pregame ceremony. And it's a good crowd here at the Budweiser bullpen. So we're having fun on a Friday night between the Wranglers and the Mudbugs. It looks like they will roll up the red carpet. And after that, we will have live action here in downtown Amarillo. So, look at our starting lineups once again. Wranglers throw out that first forward line of Jack McDonald, Ben Ivy, and Jack Ivy. Starting D pairing will be Colin Doherty and Kyle DeMarco. And in goal, it'll be Connor McDonough. For the Mudbugs, send out Nick Marino, Hayden Nickel, and Braden Cook as their forward group. On defense, it'll be Logan Haru and Alex Park. And in goal, it'll be Elliot Sergei Lescarbot. The French-Canadian will make his first appearance in the season series. Sergei Lescarbot has a record of 6-1-0-1 at 2.67 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. He's from Saint Jerome, Quebec. Mudbugs will turn to him in goal. For the Wranglers, Connor McDonough making his 13th appearance of the year, as a record of 7-4-1 at 2.58 goals against average and a .903 save percentage. Wranglers will rely on him in tonight's game. Wranglers will be skating from right to left, Mudbugs from left to right, as you see it on NATV. Wranglers wearing their white home jerseys, blue numbers, blue lettering, some red and blue stripes mixed in. Mudbugs wearing a black jersey with some purple and white stripes with white numbers and white lettering. As should be a good one here from Amarillo, as it'll be the final game of a 2-game homestand for the Wranglers before they head out next weekend. And away we go from Amarillo. Off the draw, Jack Ivy will send it into the near corner of the Mudbug zone. Racing after it is Park. He takes a hit from Jack McDonald right off the get-go. And the Wranglers get to work on the forecheck. The far corner of the Mudbug zone. Puck squeaks out below the goal. And the Mudbugs are able to send it back out to center ice. Taking a big hit was Cook. And the arm is raised. And looks like right off the rip, the Wranglers are going to have to go to the penalty kill. Just 21 seconds into tonight's game. Not ideal for the Wranglers as Colin Doherty, the former Mudbug, heads to the box. The Wranglers will get to work on the PK. Call is 2 minutes for checking from behind. So the Wranglers will send out the penalty kill unit consisting of, looks like McRoberts, Zapp, DeMarco, and McNaughton. Off the draw, Mudbugs sent it down low. Now work it back up high. Right point, Murphy on his backhand. Sends it towards the near circle. Looks like he was looking for Haldenby, and he has trouble holding on to the puck, and Roman Zapp will pick it up and move it left wing shorthanded. You can just pitch it in on goal where Sergei Lescarbeau will keep it moving. Wranglers already killing off. About 25 seconds of power play time for the Mudbugs. Shreveport has trouble entering the Wranglers zone. The Wranglers send it right back down to the Mudbug netminder. Mudbugs look to emerge from their own zone. Drop pass at center ice. Marino sends it right wing. Spinning is Cook. And he can't hold it in as the Wranglers start crashing the puck. Looks like it still didn't go over the blue line, so it is actually still in the offensive zone. So it takes a funny hop to McDonough off the boards. As they'll battle for it in the near corner. Escaping with it is Nolan Gagnon. Loses the puck from behind his zone net. Mudbugs fumbling around with it. Now they get it back. Lucas Deeb will send along to the left point, but there was nobody there. And the Mudbugs will have to reset. 48 seconds to go on the penalty to Doherty. At center ice, Cook sends it right side. Mudbugs gain Wranglers blue, although they're quickly swarmed by Ben Ivey and Roman Zapp. Make that Trey Williams 14-4. And the Mudbugs once again have to reset here on the man advantage. Just 30 seconds to go on that. Litcher tries to spin into the offensive zone. Mudbugs have to settle for firing it off the end wall and chasing after it. Trey Williams has got it pinned up against the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Zapp trying to fish it out. Puck squeaks free. Comes to Topi Pukkanen, and the Finnish forward will send it back down towards Mudbug territory with 11 seconds remaining on the Mudbug power play. Shreveport gets a change, and that'll do it for the penalty to Colin Doherty. He's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5 strength. Topi Pukkanen from his own zone tries to find McRoberts. Puck glanced off his skate. Has to fumble around to get it back, and he does. Sends it to the near wall. Wranglers trying to get possession here. Mudbugs are able to corral the puck. McRoberts defending Reed. Will get it back up to the line. As Foster Nickel tries to settle the puck down. Gets it to Perichka on his backhand near side. Exchanges with Zubsanski. As a shot from the line goes astray. Directed to the far corner of the Wranglers zone. After it is Tommy Chunchikov. Will play it back to his defenseman and Drew Jeffers as he will flip the script and send the Wranglers attack left side as they exit their own zone. Work it into Mudbug ice. Shreveport trying to escape their own zone. Wranglers on the forecheck, get the puck back. McGuire to the slot. McNaughton with the firing shot and hit a body. Never saw the Mudbug netminder. Left wing comes McKay, quickly trying to go back on the attack for Shreveport. Wranglers stymieing him for now as they directed him into the far side wall. Colin Doherty kicks the puck to his stick, gets it to DeMarco. He's pinned up against the end boards, trying to jam that puck free. Colin Doherty takes a tumble. Wranglers want a penalty. No call on that play, as McGuire will pick up the loose change and dump it back in on Sagan Lescarbeau. As play continues to move with 16:15 remaining in the first. Logan Haru, who scored the first goal in yesterday's game, plays it up ahead. Mudbugs from their own zone send it left wing at the red line. Seminara making his series debut, fires it off the end wall. Loose puck was picked up by Trey Williams, and he will promptly send it back down towards Mudbug territory as the icing is waved off. Wranglers on the forecheck. Grayson Gerhard working hard to get that puck back, and the Wranglers trying to divorce the Mudbugs from the puck are unsuccessful in doing so. As up ahead, Seminara sends it left wing. He's got Ian Emery. He'll take a shot on goal. Save made by McDonough. Puck goes to the corner. Wranglers are able to send it back to the near side wall for Trey Williams, who in open space will play it up ahead for Stepanek. He will backhand it into Mudbug territory as that line goes off for a full change. At center ice, Nickel fires it right on McDonough, and he will hold it with 15:18 to go in period one. Never hurts to fire a shot, and for Hayden Nickel, kind of did something similar to what Logan Haru did yesterday, where he kind of just fired the puck from the blue line, just kind of trying to test out Connor McDonough early in this game. But McDonough was ready for that one. And shot count is now even at 2. Just a little under 5 minutes into the first. Zapp will take the draw in the near circle of the Wrangler zone. Across from him, Hayden Nickel of the Mudbugs. Nickel is the captain when the Mudbugs are wearing their white jerseys at home. On the road, he is just the assistant captain, or the alternate captain. The Wranglers work it out of their own zone. Zapp will play it up ahead, looking for Puukkonen, and he's got him. Topi Puukkonen able to muscle the puck away. Down low, Wranglers try and send it to the far side wall. DeMarco down to pinch. Puck escapes him, and now moving left wing is Marino. He's got Nickel out to the other side. He's got him, and he fires, and Roman Zapp is there to block the shots. Brilliant play by the German forward to come back on the back check and stymie that attempt for the Mudbugs. As Topi Puukkonen, center ice logo, moves towards his right. He will just backhand it down below the Mudbug goal line, and that line will go for a change. Out comes the top line of the Ivy brothers and Jack McDonald. Drew Jeffers deep in his own territory, being pressured by Lucas Deeb, who had a 4-point performance in yesterday's outing. Jeffers from one knee is able to play it to McDonald, banks it off the near boards for Ben Ivy. Tries to find Jack Ivy at center ice. Puck never found him though, so we'll chase it down into Mudbug territory. Shreveport working along the far side wall, can't get it out, and a shot from the line is blocked away by Seguin Lescarbot. And he sends it to the far side wall, and the Mudbugs reclaim it back at center ice. Lucas Deeb eagerly tries to go into the offensive zone, but he is offside exactly 6 minutes into the game. We'll give a little bit of a feeling out process to start this one. Wranglers able to kill a penalty early on, but really no grade A scoring chances so far on either side. As it'll be McNaughton against Emery in the neutral zone draw, and Emery wins it, gets it to Murphy. He will sky it into the Wrangler zone, goes off the end glass. After it is Gagnon, he'll send it to the far side wall for Stepanek. Puck comes to Gagnon. He will send it diagonally into neutral ice. It's glove down. Mudbugs able to get possession here. Trying to break out offensively. Off the far side wall for McKay, who gains Wrangler ice, although not much more. And Stepanek is able to take the puck away and work it to the Wranglers defense. Trey Williams, the man out of Dallas, Texas, plays it up ahead. Bouncing puck in the slot. Can't be corralled by Connor McNaughton. And the Mudbugs try to escape their own zone, and the Wranglers making it difficult as they forecheck at the Mudbug line, trying to get that puck back. And looks like for the moment they do, as Corson McGuire, the old 3-9er, works it back out to center ice. Plays it up for Tommy Chunchikov, who escapes a man. Chunchikov in, takes a shot. Save made by Seguin Lescarbot. Sends it below the goal line. McGuire after it, picks it up, moves to the far side. Tries to center it, but nobody was home except for Seminara. Moves it back out to the center, now into Wrangler ice. Seminara curls. Finds Hallenby. Now back to the line for a shot that goes to McDonough. He'll just paddle it away. Shot was taken by Park. His puck comes to Doherty. Tries to slide it along further for McGuire, and he does. Plays up ahead for Chunchikov, but not out of the Wranglers zone. Park in, fires. Blocked out in front by DeMarco. Rebound attempt goes below the goal line. Doherty trying to get that puck back, trying to pry it off of the stick of Seminara. As he is in the near corner of the Wranglers zone, all pinned up as everybody wants a piece of that puck. Squirts free, now it's kicked back into the fray, so see if someone's able to peel it off the wall, and now eventually the Wranglers are able to do so as Luke Morris skates it out to center, darts towards his right, and just flips it into the Mudbug zone. Wranglers get another change. On comes that second line of Puukkonen, Zapp, and Papaspropoulos. Looks like the Mudbugs are trying to go back on offense. Unsuccessful in doing so. 8 minutes and 3 seconds into the first period, we get another stoppage. Being icing on the Mudbugs. Draw will come back into the Shreveport zone. Zapp will take it for the Wranglers. He's one of their best face-off takers, and once again he wins it, gets it to Papaspropoulos. Moves towards his left at the slot. High slot just sends it down low. The Wranglers can't hold it in to the Mudbug zone, so Papaspropoulos will just dump it in. Out to play is Seguin Lescarbot. Sends along to the far side wall. Papaspropoulos making life difficult for Marino as he was trying to exit his own zone. Now the puck is pinned up against that far wall. Peeling it away is Cook. The Mudbugs will drift towards the right side, but not much more as they aren't able to regain possession in the neutral zone. Wranglers will send it back down low. Slowed down by the Mudbug netminder. Murphy doing the forecheck from Pukkanen. Quickly dashes it towards his right as Mudbugs dump it down, and that'll be an icing on Shreveport again. So 11-11 to go in the first period. Scoreless game, but already things are looking much better in the shot count department for the Wranglers as they have 5 on the board. Mudbugs only have 2. After Shreveport put up 41 yesterday and the Wranglers only 23. So far so good in that department for Amarillo early on in this one. On comes that top line for the Wranglers. On the blue line, you've got Williams and Gagnon as McNaughton off the draw finds Gagnon. Right point fires, and it's a pad save by Sergei Lescarbeau. Mudbugs send it back out to center where Williams will reclaim it in open ice in his own zone. Finds Gagnon right side. Stretch pass up ahead for Jack Ivey. Glances off the stick of Fleet. Would have been home free if that pass had connected. Jack Ivey with 10 goals and 6 assists on the campaign so far. Here he is now. Left side shot save made by Sergei Lescarbeau. Jack Ivey always dangerous. McDonald tries to play it back to him, but couldn't hold it at the blue line. Wranglers will just dump it in. At center ice, McDonald goes down. There's a big collision on the near side boards. He will head towards the bench. Wranglers get a change. The puck is pinned up against the far side boards, the top of the Mudbug zone. Shreveport plays it free, move it right side. And Lucas Deeb once again was trying to eagerly move towards the net for the second time today. He has been caught offside. 10-12 to go in the first. Looks like that will send us to another Wrangler penalty kill, as it looks like Dylan Gagnon has taken a seat in the penalty box. Looks like Reed has also found a seat. So we'll see if it's 4-on-4 here. By all indicators, it should be, as it is. So it's delay of game on Gagnon and I believe it was Reed as well. Yes. So we will skate 4-on-4. For 2 minutes. There's some open ice here at the bullpen. We'll see how the Wranglers fare. Is off the draw. Doherty spins it around to the right side wall, finds Papaspropoulos. He will find DeMarco behind his own net. Exchange with him once more and try and work it up ahead. As Kyle DeMarco sends it right side looking for Roman Zapp. Pass was behind him, wasn't able to really corral that puck, and so now everybody converges on it at the top of the blue line in the Mudbug zone. Escaping with it is Emery. He'll play it back to the defense as the Mudbugs have already killed 30 seconds of penalty, or I guess 4-on-4 time. Left side, Emery across. Finds Park. He'll skate down low. Now stop in the corner. Send it around to the left side for Haldenby. Now to Vassalo at the slot. Moves up to the line. Across. He was looking for Park. Pass was a little too far ahead of him. Puck bouncing around in the slot. Now corralled by Vassalo. Sends it below the goal line, but not much more. Zapp right side up ahead. Finds Papaspropoulos in open ice. Moves into Mudbug territory. Dances around a defender. And he gets hauled down to the ground, and no penalty on that play. Logan Haru, as the crowd voices their displeasure, sends it right side. Drop pass at the Wrangler line, and a good defensive play by Topi Pukkanen to swat at that puck and get it back out to the neutral zone as the Mudbugs were looking to go back on the attack. Now here's Murphy. Working in on McDonough. He'll pad a little long. McNaughton sends it toward the right side for Drew Jeffers. Trying to return it to McNaughton at center ice. Puck is intercepted by the Mudbugs. Quickly trying to go the other way, but Jeffers was on it as he steals it away once again. Left side, Connor McNaughton streaking into Mudbug territory. Backhand pass up ahead looking for Drew Jeffers. And just couldn't connect him with him at the last second. Now left side, Hayden Nickel will stop in front of McNaughton, sends it down low. Looking for Cook, back to the slot, looking for Nickel. And puck bounces around, can't be corralled by the Mudbugs, and it'll be picked up by Jack McDonald, who skates it back out to center. Back to 5-on-5. As Amarillo dumps it in with 7:55 to go in period one. Jack Ivey placed up ahead. Bounces off the stick of McDonald as he was unable to corral that pass in the neutral zone. Wranglers work it back out to their defense. And now it looks like a left wing breakout from McDonald. Sends it towards his right for Gagnon. Back up ahead for Ben Ivey. To Gagnon. Fires, and it goes over the goal. Rebound is picked up by Jack Ivey near side wall. Sends it below the goal line for Ben Ivey. Right point, Gagnon drifts towards his left. Gets it to Doherty. He'll take a shot, and it goes off the end wall. Picked up by Ben Ivey. From his knees, sends it off the end wall. Finds McDonald. Into the slot. Jack Ivey goes past him. Right point, Gagnon. Shot by Ivey goes off the end board, picked up by Doherty. As Jack McDonald takes a few shots, whistle blows. We'll see what happens there. And it stops the clock with 7:09 to go in the first. Looks like that will send us to our media timeout with 7:09 to go in the first period. It's a scoreless game, but the Wranglers lead the shot count 8-2. We're a little over midway through the first period. We'll be back in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network, where it is a scoreless game with 7:09 to go in the first period, although things are looking pretty good for the Wranglers in the shot count department, leading by a tally of 8-2. It'll be a neutral zone draw. Luke Morris to take it for Amarillo. Mudbugs are able to swat it back into their own zone where they'll get to work. As they'll move it out towards center. Emery tries to move it into the slot. Goes off the stick of Jeffers to the near side corner. Players converge on that puck, pinned up against that yellow line that runs along the boards in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Everybody trying to spar it free as it's still in there. They'll joust out it. See how long it takes them to blow the whistle if nobody breaks it free, although it won't come to that as it flips over to the far side wall where it's met by Murphy, sends it down low. Get it back to Murphy, left point, centers it out in front, goes up in the air, goes back into that near side corner where they'll work it back up to the point for Foster Nickel. Foster Nickel sends it below the Wranglers goal line. It'll be picked up by Drew Jeffers, moves it up into the neutral zone for Luke Morris, who taps it in. As that line goes off for a change, on comes that second line for the Wranglers. They'll send it down low, Fleet after it for Shreveport. Moving right wing, can't get it out. Pukinen once again sends it back down low. After it is Papaspropoulos. Puck comes to Foster Nickel. He's checked by Topi Pukinen. Wranglers don't know where the puck went. It looks like the Mudbugs are trying to fling it back out to the neutral zone. I think it might have went up in somebody's pants. As either way, it's a puck out of play. Clock stops with 5:47 to go in the first. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Wranglers. Roman Zapp will lean in to take the draw. Pukinen to his right, behind him is Alex Papaspropoulos. Off that draw, players get tied up. Mudbugs emerge with it, send it to the neutral zone where Papadopoulos claims it. Turns at the red line, tries to play it up ahead for Pukkanen, hits a stick and goes back the Mudbugs' way. His right side, Zubsanski loses the puck to Papadopoulos. Kicking it ahead is Pukkanen. He'll race after it. The lone defenseman was Murphy for the Mudbugs. Otherwise, Pukkanen would have had a breakaway. He's calling Dory out there defensively for the Wranglers. DeMarco, his defense partner, sends it towards the right wing wall where Topi Pukkanen will try and muscle away from the wall from Seminara, and he does. Gets it to Roman Zapp. Will curl in his own zone, find DeMarco, picks his head up, sends it off the wall, and works it back out to neutral ice. Logan Haru sends it to his D partner, Park. He'll work it up ahead. It's a weird hop off the near corner boards as DeMarco has to quickly pounce on it. Mudbugs work it out into the high slot, although unable to corral it was Logan Haru, standout defenseman for Shreveport. In the neutral zone, it's corralled by Litchard, tries to move his way into the high slot. Wranglers were able to crash in on him and take that puck away. Stretch pass up ahead, glances off the stick of Grayson Gerhardt and rolls in on Sergei Lescarbeau, and he will hold with 4:33 to go in the first. Still a scoreless game at the bullpen. Good crowd here at the Budweiser bullpen. Everybody in good spirits. Military night. Awesome pregame ceremony honoring those who have served. As McNaughton will take the draw in the far circle of the Mudbug zone. Off that draw, Wranglers can't pounce on it quickly as Shreveport moves it into the neutral zone. Stepanek plays it back for Williams, who finds Gondon, and up ahead he'll throw it off the stick of Connor McNaughton. The puck takes a hop into the Mudbug bench, so it'll be a neutral zone draw here. 4:22 to go in the first. Well, I mean, you can look at the shot count and see that the Wranglers have 9 on the board, but I think the more impressive feat is that they've limited the Mudbugs to just 2 shots on goal, and that's when Shreveport had time on a 4-on-4 and also had a power play in the opening moments of the game, just 2 shots on goal. Williams, deep in his own zone, drops it off for Luke Morris, who will rumble his way into the neutral zone. Now into Mudbug ice, he'll fire a shot that goes up the stick of Murray and out of play, so another stoppage here with 4:05 to go. It'll be an offensive zone draw for Amarillo. Wranglers' third line of Stepanek, McNaughton, and Gerhard out there with Jeffers and McRoberts. McNaughton wins that draw. Scooping it up is Gerhard, trying to send it to Stepanek, goes down low for McNaughton. Back to Gerhard, towards the middle, save made by the pad of Sergei Lescarbeau, and the Wranglers can't pounce on the rebound. As they will send it from neutral ice back down towards Mudbug territory, where Alex Park will have some time to think about what he wants to do. Moves it left side for McKay, skates into the Wranglers zone, tries to send it towards the slot, but he was tied up with Stepanek. Goes along through the near side wall. McNaughton plays it up ahead for Grayson Gerhard. He will spin it back down below the goal line. Nobody there as the Wranglers were going for a change. On come the Ivy McDonald line. In the neutral zone, Colin Doherty will send it back down to Sergei Lescarbeau, who will play it behind his own net. Hayden Nickel to the neutral zone, where it's met by Doherty. Wranglers come away with the puck. Doherty, dangerous pass out in front of his own net. McDonough has to make a save, and he'll sweep it towards the near side corner. Camargo will dish it towards the right side wall. Murray will pinch and send it back down low. Jack Ivy is able to, from his backhand, send it off the wall for DeMarco near side. Get it up ahead to the neutral zone. Ben Ivy takes a few chops at it, gets it to McDonald, tries to play it across for Jack Ivy. The pass is picked off by Marino. Marino will send it off the far side wall, comes to Murray from his own zone. Wranglers here forechecking as McDonald and Jack Ivy are in the area. Although Shreveport's able to work it back into the Amarillo zone. Cook right side, spins at the corner, loses it to McDonald, drops it off for Doherty. He will send it off the wall, get it back as he's pressured by Cook. McDonald up ahead, sashays by in the neutral zone, sends it left wing. Return pass for McDonald, his glove down, but he can't rip a shot away as Haru was defending him. Litchard towards the neutral zone, finds Park, he'll take a shot, it's blocked by Williams, sent it to the neutral zone. Topi Pukkanen quickly runs after it, is able to get it, takes a check in the process, gets back towards his feet. He's looking for a pass from Zapp, but wasn't able to do so. As Litchard offensively sends it down low, Williams is able to claim it for Amarillo. Gagnon will sauce it over to Roman Zapp on the far wall. He's caught up with Murphy as the puck bounces around there. Helping him out is Papaspropoulos to send it towards the near side wall, where Williams will hoist it back out to center. Minute 18 to go in the first period. Scoreless game from the bullpen. As Deeb will move into the offensive zone. Deeb towards the middle, looking for Litchard in the slot. Puck was just a few inches past him, and another attempt into the slot is picked up by Gagnon, and he will quickly move it towards the neutral zone as Pukkanen will drift towards the Mudbug blue line and dump it in. He's due for a change. He'll go off as we are under a minute to go in the first period. Fans getting loud as Reed in offensively backhands it towards the circle, and it just goes by McDonough. Nobody was there in the slot for Shreveport. Papaspropoulos into offensive territory, moves it right side. Morris fires, and he just missed the net. McRoberts sends it back down low. Chunchikov is in the area, and he couldn't claim that puck as it skitters around, and Shreveport hoists it to the line, but not out. McRoberts sends it towards the goal, and it glances off a stick and goes out of play with 24.9 seconds to go in the first. Few good looks offensively for the Wranglers there. Luke Morris did not miss by much as he picked his spot, was looking to go far side, that blocker side of Sergei Lescarbot, and just came inches away from netting the first goal of the game. Ivy brothers and McDonald out there offensively. On defense, you've got McRoberts and Jeffers. Draw will be in the near circle of the Mudbug zone. Coming in with it is McDonald. Sends it right side. Jeffers fires, and a save made by the Mudbug netminder. And that'll stop the clock with 20.1 seconds remaining in the first. Wranglers looking to find a late first period goal. The effort is there, and if they keep this up, it's only a matter of time, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty here on, I believe it's the Mudbugs. Looks like it's going to be a slashing call. So the Wranglers will have 20 seconds of power play time. If they don't score in that span, they will have a minute 40 to go on that to start the second period. Call goes against Haru. Gagnon off the draw, fires, pad save. Rebound comes to Ben Ivy. He scoops it up calmly to the line. Gagnon blast again off the end wall. Wranglers can't corral the rebound. Pukkanen's in the area, and he can't stash it home. Gets it to Ben Ivy again. Seconds dripping off the clock. Ivy fires, and it's high and wide, and that'll do it for the first period. Well, Wranglers were looking for a goal in the waning moments of the first, and they almost had it with a few furious attempts out in front, but no cigar for the Wranglers in the first, as we are scoreless after 20 minutes of play. But you got to look at the shot count and feel pretty good if you're the Wranglers. 13-3 in favor of the Posse. So not a bad first period for the Wranglers. They'll have a minute and 40 seconds of power play time to work with at the top of the second period, as we'll talk all about that and the events of the first period. Look at some scores from around the league and talk about what it all means in the first intermission report coming up in just a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll be back in just a few moments.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome into the first intermission report, where it is a scoreless game after 20 minutes of play. Hi everybody, I'm Chiarenza, bringing you all the action here tonight. As scoreless game, but a lot of fun action here in the first between the Mudbugs and the Wranglers. As we'll talk about it here on the first intermission report. No scoring, but a few penalties here and there. As just 20 seconds in, Colin Doherty went to the penalty box for the Wranglers. And so the Mudbugs had an early power play chance that the Wranglers were able to get the kill on. And later on, there was some 4-on-4 action, 9:47 into the first, with Hank Reed and Nolan Gagnon both going to the box. 2 minutes for delay of game. Nothing occurred on the 4-on-4. Nobody was able to score, as there's a penalty in the late stages of the first period to Logan Haru. 2 minutes for slashing that is currently still underway. So the Wranglers will have 1 minute and 40 seconds of power play time to work with at the top of the second period, as they will look to get the first goal of the game for the first time in 4 contests. Now, look no further than the power play for the Wranglers. They've been firing on all cylinders as of late. I mean, to say that they're red hot is an understatement, as they have scored a power play goal in each of their last 8 games, all the way back to that Lone Star series. I believe it was the 7th of October. That was the last time the Wranglers did not score on the power play. So in that span, the Wranglers have scored 10 power play goals. So we'll have to look and see if they're able to get the job done here on their first power play attempt of the evening. And really, as the seasons wore on, this power play has become more and more successful, and you really have to attribute that to Wranglers making smart decisions with the puck, yes, but also the Wranglers are doing an excellent job of crashing the net, as they've been able to get screens out in front of the goaltender. They've been able to kind of just find a way to fire a shot on goal that the goaltender is not able to swallow up and freeze, to which afterwards the puck is just sitting around in the low slot or at the top of the blue paint, and the Wranglers just start hacking and whacking at it. And in recent times, the Wranglers have been able to come away with a goal on occasions like that. And we saw Connor McNaughton score that way in yesterday's game on the power play. So, I mean, it really seems to be a good formula for the Wranglers, is to just fire shots on goal, cycle the puck around a little bit, make sure you get a screen out in front, and hey, you never know, you might get a deflection, a juicy rebound. But once the Wranglers fire that shot, they're really good about crashing the net and hanging around in the slot to see if they can stash that puck home. And as I said before, they've done a really good job of doing that, which is why the power play has been so successful for Amarillo. So the Wranglers are able to score the first goal of the game. My money would be for them to score on this power play, as they'll be well rested coming out of the tunnel after the first intermission to make good work of it. But we'll see what they're able to muster up here at the start of the second period. That's a good crowd here tonight for Military Night. Got some cool jerseys in attendance. I see a guy with a Ducks jersey all the way across from me. Pretty nice looking jersey. And you always have a lot of Wrangler jerseys in attendance. I think that might be, I can't tell if that's a Hurricanes jersey, maybe Texas Tech, I'm not sure. There's one over towards my right as fans are dancing around having a fun time. They're doing the YMCA right now. I might take part myself, as we're having fun on a Friday night. Scoreless game after 20. Fans looking for that first goal, hoping that the Wranglers will get it. When the Wranglers are tied after 20 minutes of play, they have a record of 4-2-1, so appear to be in pretty good shape so far. But I mean, really the thing that really stands out after 20 minutes of play has got to be that shot count. 13-3 in favor of the Wranglers. Very stark in contrast to what we saw in yesterday's contest, where the Wranglers were playing their 4th game in 7 days. So they've been on the road for 3 straight games in Oklahoma. Didn't get back until Monday morning, and then only had a few more days until that Thursday day game yesterday afternoon. So it was a very quick turnaround for the Wranglers, And kind of see that the fatigue was settling in. And so it's also the first instance of the Wranglers playing a home game. So you could really kind of see that the team wasn't really playing at its fullest extent. And here today, it looks like the Wranglers have really found their skating legs, as they look like they really found their skating legs so far in the first period, playing with a lot of energy, winning a jump on the puck, winning those battles along the boards, winning races for pucks. It's really been the Wranglers' key to success so far this season. It's just being hard on the puck, establish a strong forecheck, force your opponent to make turnovers in their own zone and make them pay. Something that the Wranglers did really well against the Oklahoma Warriors when they were in this building not too long ago. And saw flashes of that in the first period, as the Wranglers were able to limit the Mudbugs to just 3 shot attempts. So we'll see what the second period holds for the Wranglers, but so far they're in pretty good shape. As we're still looking for that first goal of the game, getting the start for the Wranglers was Connor McDonough. He stopped 3 of 3. Not a very busy period for Connor McDonough, but when he had to make a save was made. But there's more action on the Mudbug side of the ice, where Elliot Seguin-Lescarbot had to make 13 saves in the first period. Looks like the Wranglers had 4 skaters take 2 shots in the first period. Those being Jack Ivey, Drew Jeffers, Grayson Gerhardt, and Nolan Gagnon. Nolan Gagnon, the standout defenseman for the Wranglers, has played phenomenal for them so far this season, really finding a offensive defenseman role with the club. As Gagnon, in 16 games played coming into this contest, had 2 goals and 12 assists for 14 points. So, I mean, he's almost a point-per-game player as a defenseman, which is pretty impressive. And he also leads the team in power play assists with 5. So he's really become a staple on the power play, yes, but he's also been good puck-moving force for the Wranglers on the blue line, and as a result of that, he's picked up a lot of assists and helped the Wranglers in the scoring department. So look for him to maybe factor in on a Wrangler goal here this evening. Well, when we come back here, the first intermission report will roll on, and we'll look at some scores from around the league, as there's some South Division action going on tonight. We'll talk all about it when we come back in a few minutes on NATV. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the first intermission report. Scoreless game, 20 minutes in. Wranglers lead the shot count 13-3. Let's look at some scores from around the league, as it's a busy evening in the North American Hockey League. As Mudbugs will have next weekend off after they finish up this road trip with this game here today. The Wranglers will be over in Albuquerque, New Mexico to take on the Ice Wolves. It looks like with 9 teams in the division, any given week, one of these teams is going to have a bye week. So let's see what's going on in the South Division. Looks like we've got our game here tonight. Just barely kicking things off over in El Paso are the Brahmas and the Rhinos. Scoreless game, looks like just maybe a minute in, so that game is brand new. Later on in the docket, you've got New Mexico and Colorado. Looks like face-off is just moments away over in Greeley, where the Ice Wolves are taking on the Grip. Looks like those are all the games that are going on today in the South Division. So we'll keep an eye on those as the evening wears on. Other scores from around the league. Looks like in the second period, the Maryland Black Bears have a 3-1 lead over the Junior Americans. Mountain Kings and Nordiques are tied at 2 in the second intermission. Middle of the second period, Norsemen have a 3-0 lead over the Wilderness. Wilderness out to a 11-3-2 start to the year. Midway through the game, the Wendigo and Steel are tied 1-1. Top of the second period, Junior Blues have a 1-0 lead over the North Iowa Bulls. Bruins and Bobcats are scoreless, middle of the second period. Looks like in the first intermission, Minot has a 2-1 lead over Aberdeen. And you got a few more games coming up later today. I mentioned the Grit and the Ice Wolves, and then over in Alaska, the Ice Dogs and the Brown Bears will battle late into the night. So, rounds out your action here on a Friday night in the North American Hockey League. As we're just a few minutes away from second period action, the Mudbugs have come back out towards the tunnel. The Wranglers will come back out once the Mudbugs take the ice. It's been a fun evening here. We appreciate you sticking with us here on NATV. We understand that there's a lot of sports and entertainment options out there, so we appreciate you choosing the Wranglers and the Mudbugs this evening. Hope everybody has a nice dinner, maybe a snack of their choice, a beverage of their choice. You're all cozy and you're sitting in your favorite chair, just hanging out on a Friday evening, enjoying some good old North American hockey. We come back in just a few minutes. We will have second period puck drop from Amarillo. This has been the first intermission report. Scoreless game. Chiarenza will be back in just a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network. Second period action is just a minute away. Remember, the Wranglers will have a minute and 40 seconds of power play time to work with after Logan Haru went to the penalty box at the tail end of the first period. 2 minutes for slashing, so he still has bit of his sentence to serve, and the Wranglers have a really good chance to claim the first goal of the game on home ice. See if they're able to do so on this power play. Wranglers will skate from left to right, and the Mudbugs from right to left as you see it on NATV. So the crowd is all fired up. They're playing Motley Crue. Everybody is all set and ready to go as it's hockey time in Amarillo. He's out to take the draw. You've got Ben Ivy across from him. Hayden Nickel. Wranglers power play unit consisting of Pukkanen, the Ivy brothers, McDonald, and Gagnon. As off the draw, Ben Ivy's able to peel the puck away from Hayden Nickel. The Wranglers will get to work on the power play. Stretch pass up ahead goes by Pukkanen, and it'll go down past Sergei Lescarbeau, and that will be an icing on the Wranglers. So not really the way you want to start that opening sequence on the power play. The draw will come back down towards the Wrangler zone. Fifth game in 8 days for the Wranglers, although they don't really look like it. I'm starting to feel the fatigue. I've got a coffee up here with me. I mean, I'm feeling the fatigue so far, but good news for the Wranglers, it looks like they aren't. He's off that draw. Murphy, quick shot, goes into the glove of McDonough. So we'll do that draw once more. A little bit of deja vu. That takes off about 2 seconds. And so we'll have 1:27 remaining on the Amarillo power play. Ben Ivy able to claim the puck this time. Sends it to Gagnon. He will swing out behind his own net. Loses the puck. Water bottle bounces off the top of the cage. And putting it back on top, I believe was Ben Ivy. So Ben Ivy able to pick the puck up forward and put the water bottle back in its place as he gets it towards the blue line. Jack Ivy down low for Ben, spins it around. McDonald on his forehand tries to send it back up to Jack Ivy, although the Mudbugs are able to pry the puck free and send it back down towards McDonough. Under a minute to go on the Wrangler power play. 50 seconds into the second. Alex Papaspropolis swings out right wing. He'll dart his way into the neutral zone. Swing it left side for Zapp. He'll skate up ahead. Roman Zapp below the goal line. Pops out near side, up to the line. Williams, high slot, fires, blocked out in front. Wranglers trying to sweep that puck towards the goal, but the Mudbugs are going to send it back down towards McDonough. That's what we talked about in the first intermission. Wranglers' power play has been so successful at really just creating traffic out in front and then picking up that loose puck and sending it towards the goal and getting lucky. And that's really what you have to do on a good power play sometimes, is they work it back down deep. Puck careens up to the right point for DeMarco. He'll go down low. Kyle DeMarco exchanges with McNaughton. Right point, Williams. Left side, Papaspropolis down low. Zap to the slot. McNaughton's there. Tries to send a backhand pass to DeMarco, but wasn't able to get there quick enough as we're back to 5-on-5. The other way, Litchard fires a shot off the end boards. Right off the Budweiser sign. Goes around. McDonough out to play it. He'll send it left side for Williams. Work the puck up ahead, but not out. Holding in his Reed. Goes down low for Deeb towards the middle. Poke check by McDonough. As looks like Reed was in the area. Right side, Papaspropolis into offensive territory. Up ahead looking for McNaughton. He couldn't just corral the puck at the last second as he gets checked behind the play by Logan Haru. Deeb goes the other way. Sends it out towards the slot. Pass is picked off by Papaspropolis. Good read there from the Wranglers rookie. Right side, Chunchikov moves in. He's got Morris towards his left. Morris in the slot, fires, score! Luke Morris gets the Wranglers on the board. It's 1-0. And with that goal, Morris picks up his second of the year, but most importantly, Tommy Chunchikov gets his first point of the season. It's been a long time coming for Tommy. He's been working oh so hard for that point, and it's very much deserved, as he had been snake bitten up to that point. And he's finally able to get that one to Morris in a bang-bang play, as Luke was able to cash in and give the Wranglers a 1-0 lead. Goal is going to come from Luke Morris. Tommy Chunchikov is going to pick up the primary assist. We'll see what happens on the secondary assist, but most importantly, the Wranglers have the first goal of the game for the first time since the Warriors were in town. So that goal comes just 2 minutes and 34 seconds into the second period. And we talked about it in the first period. The Wranglers really had their skating legs going. They were playing with energy, playing with speed. And in that burst of speed, the Wranglers are able to capitalize on a goal, on a scoring chance at the top of the second period. It's the first time the Wranglers have had the lead in this set between Amarillo and Shreveport. Mudbugs looking to get that one back, and they'll fumble it around at center. As the Wranglers come away with the puck, left side, Morris, the most recent goal scorer, sends it below the goal line. After it is Corson McGuire. Papaspropoulos will pick up the secondary assist on that Morris goal as Emery moves into the offensive zone. Backhand shot is stopped by McDonough. Easy save for the Wranglers netminder. Puck goes down below the Wrangler goal line. Players jostle around for it. Picking the puck up is McKay. Gets it towards the left point. Working to the wall for Vassalo. Move it right side for Foster. Nickel will take a shot. Save made by McDonough. The Wranglers are able to chop it back out towards the neutral zone. As Gagnon sends it off the near wall. Finds Gerhard. He will work it back down low. Racing Gerhard on the forecheck. Wranglers trying to get that puck back. Stepanek is also in the area. Grayson Gerhard gets it to Doherty, who fires a shot wide. Stepanek goes down in the slot. Foster Nickel was in the area. Gerhard picks the puck back up. Shadowing him is Foster Nickel. Gerhard sends it below the goal line. Back up to DeMarco, who rifles a shot on goal, and a save made by Sergei Lescarbeau. Grayson Gerhard putting in good work on the forecheck, and here he is again, taking the puck away as he gets tripped up in the neutral zone. No call. Stepanek gets it to Gerhard, left wing. Picks his head up, find McNaughton, right point. He'll backhand it back down low as Wranglers go off for a change. What a shift from Grayson Gerhard and company. Gerhard, a former teammate of Lucas Deeb last season on the Little Caesars under-18 AAA team. The team also featured Drew Sutton, standout performer for the Oklahoma Warriors, who we saw last week. That team might be stacked as down low is McDonald shadowing Park. Wranglers trying to pick up a bouncing puck. They do. Ivy towards the goal. Save made. Jack Ivy tries to cash in on a second attempt, and he just skied it over the goal. Wranglers still being disruptive in the offensive zone. McDonald pries the puck away. Ben Ivy chops at it, gets it on his stick, backhands one towards the slot, and it bounces towards Sergei Lescarbeau, and we get a whistle. There's 14:42 to go in the second. Oh boy, Jack Ivy with a brilliant attempt. Just couldn't have a better opportunity, but just didn't find that puck luck. After a really good initial save by Sergei Lescarbeau. Jack Ivy sends the second attempt up and over the goal. This is the guy that really started the season off hot. Went out of the lineup due to illness a few weeks ago. And since then, he's looking to get back on track. Right wing. They find Reed. Reed to the goal. Pivots at the last second to the line for a shot save made by McDonough. Rebound is loose in the slot, and it's picked up by Zapp. Escapes more danger, sends it right side for Pukanen. Gauge Mudbug territory. Pass across for Zapp, goes off a skate, as Drew Jeffers was down in offensively. Puck is held in by Mitro, sends one towards the goal, bounces out in front, nobody knows where it is, and now Zapp picks his head up, sends it towards the far wall. Left point, Mitro fires towards the goal again, but it goes off the leg of Reed. It's a good chance there for the newest Wrangler. Left side, Pukkanen gains Mudbug zone. Wranglers trying to play the puck up ahead, but it's taken away by Vassilo. Right side, McKay to the top of the circle, takes a shot. It's blocked. Rebound attempt. Save made by McDonough. As McKay was in the high slot looking for a chance. As another one from the line is blocked out in front by Mitro. Sneaky shot. Save made by McDonough. Goes into the slot. It's picked up by Papaspropoulos. He'll drift towards his left as he was being forechecked by Emery. And the Wranglers will just elect to dump it down as they go off for a full change. On comes the third line of the Wranglers. Morris, Chechikov, and McGuire. As Gagnon behind his own goal line, twists away from the pressure on his backhand, gets it up ahead, turnover as Haldenby was in the high slot. He's got the puck back, net is off, and they'll blow the plate dead with 13:04 to go in the second. Wranglers get the first goal of the game. It's Luke Morris getting his second of the year from Tommy Chunchikov and Alex Papaspropoulos as the Wranglers jump out to a 1-0 lead early on in the second period. That goal comes 2:33 into the second frame. Wranglers are 5-1 when they score first, so they certainly like to play with the lead. He's off the draw. Park from the line shoots it towards the goal, goes off a body. Might have hit his own man, Litchard. The Wranglers in the neutral zone. Chunchikov will send it back down low. Wranglers quickly try and race towards that puck aggressively, although coming away with it are the Mudbugs. Into offensive territory, Seminara sends it below the goal line. Gagnon in the area for Amarillo. Williams as well. Seminara trying to soccer it towards himself, and he corrals it. Gets it towards the right point for Murray, but he fumbles it at the blue line. The Mudbugs from center ice will just have to dump it in. McDonough out to slow it down. Gagnon with the puck. Sends it left wing for Williams. Stretch pass up ahead. He's got McGuire. Of course, McGuire off the end wall, right below the Bud Light sign. Held in by Luke Morris, left point. He'll send it back down deeper. Wranglers get a little bit of a change here. As left wing, the Mudbugs into the neutral zone. Cook flies into the slot, and he gets sandwiched by DeMarco and Gagnon. Wranglers go the other way. They catch the Mudbugs napping. Up ahead, Grayson Gerhardt fires, and the save made by Sergei Lescarbeau. Oh, what a brilliant chance for the Wranglers as they caught the Mudbugs half asleep as they were going for a change. And Gerhardt was streaking towards the goal as he's still in search of his first point. Had an excellent chance to get it there. It's close, but no cigar. It's still a 1-0 game with 11:56 to go in the second. We'll be back in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser bullpen, where the Wranglers have a 1-0 lead off of a goal from Luke Morris. Getting the assist are Tommy Chunchikov and Alex Papaspropoulos. Luke Morris and Tommy Chunchikov, two guys that haven't appeared on the score sheet very often, but really should have more credit than they get, as some of the two hardest workers on the team for my money. I mean, they all work hard, but Tommy Chunchikov has been in search of that first point for very long, and he's finally rewarded here tonight. Really just hadn't had any puck luck up until this point. And he made a fantastic play as Luke Morris was moving in towards the slot. Chunchikov towards his left slides it to Morris, and he puts home his second goal of the year. 2:33 into the second period. So far, that's the only goal so far, but the Wranglers, they get the first goal on the board. They're 5-1 when they score first. So signs are pointing up for the Wranglers in this game. Lead the shot count 19-8. As Cook, far corner of the Wranglers zone, tries to send it back up to the point for Foster Nickel. They'll play it back down low for Cook. Exchanges with Marino. Plays it to Foster Nickel. Up to the line was Murphy, although it might have been offside, as Foster Nickel down low gets to his brother Hayden Nickel. Those two brothers are the sons of former NHLer Scott Nickel, who is currently the general manager of the Milwaukee Admirals of the AHL. As he played some time with the Predators in his NHL days, as the Wranglers ice the puck here. Be a defensive zone draw, and after the whistle, we get some pushing and shoving, and you got Hayden Nickel in the fray. Colin Doherty, former Mudbug, also there in there as well, and Doherty actually won the Robertson Cup in 2021 with the Mudbugs. And Shreveport captured its second championship in the 21 season. Lucas Deeb will take the draw across from Ben Ivy, far circle of the Wranglers zone. Puck is directed towards the wall to be picked up by Park. He just flips it high into the air as it bounces along to the near side wall. Scooping up the puck is Doherty, who takes a dangerous check into the end wall, and the arm immediately goes up. And that'll be a penalty on the Mudbugs. And it looks like the culprit is going to be number 20 in black. That's Andre Parichka, going towards the box, as he will pick up a penalty here, and the Wranglers will go back to the power play with 10:59 to go in the second. It's a check from behind. So the Wranglers go towards the power play. Second unit starts on the power play for the Wranglers. DeMarco, high slot, fires, and it goes off the stick of Cook and bounces out of play. I'm not sure what that puck hit, as it just pops straight up into the air. Might have went up into the rafters. Either way, they'll blow it dead. It's just 6 seconds on that last sequence, so minute 54 to go on the Wrangler power play. So that second unit out there, you got Papaspropoulos, Zapp, McNaughton, Williams, and DeMarco. As off that draw, sent towards the near corner. Wranglers trying to pick it away. As Papaspropoulos trying to muscle that puck away from the Mudbugs, but unsuccessful in doing so. There was a valiant effort as the Mudbugs send it back down towards McDonough. And we'll get a partial change on the PK. Right side, Williams in the neutral zone. He'll just fire it in deep. Rolls around to Zapp on the far wall. Backhands it to Papaspropoulos. At the half wall, he drifts towards the point. Uses an edge on the puck, and the Mudbugs come away with it. Back at center ice, it's Litchard. Will spin and just dump it in towards McDonough, killing even more time. A minute 15 to go on the Wrangler power play. Wranglers are 0 for 2. Or make that 0 for 1 so far this evening. That a 4-on-4 opportunity earlier on in the first period. Swinging out left is Ben Ivy, drops it off for DeMarco, picks it up, finds Jack Ivy moving right side, makes the defender lose his edge in the neutral zone. Quick cut from Jack Ivy as the puck goes around the boards, takes a weird hop off the boards, well out of his crease to play it is McDonough. Up ahead, Puukkonen looks for McDonald in the slot. Jack Ivy can't corral it as Cook peels it away, stretches back ahead for Nickel, and Nickel to the goal, and he had McDonough beat, but McDonough was able to take away his edge on the shooting angle as he fired it off the side of the net. Left side, Jack Ivy has to go across for Puukkonen, goes up a stick and out of play with 21 seconds to go on the power play. Foster, or make that Hayden Nickel, is moving up ahead on a shorthanded attempt. Had McDonough down on his belly, but McDonough did a good enough job of directing him towards his right that the shot attempt from Hayden Nickel just went off the side of the net. McDonough was beat, but he did a good job of cutting away that angle to keep it a 1-0 game. Shot count is 19-8 in favor of the Wranglers. Neutral zone draw won by the Mudbugs. They'll send it down low towards McDonough with 15 seconds to go on the power play. Maybe one last chance here for the Wranglers on the man advantage. Gagnon turns it over in his own zone to Litchard, and so that'll pretty much do it for the Wrangler power play. Sparicia comes out of the box right now. We're back to 5-on-5 action. McDonald in the neutral zone. He's met by Deeb on the near side wall. Deeb will turn it over at center ice. Jack Ivey will pitch it up ahead for McDonald. McDonald up ahead, looks to find Morris at the point. It's picked off by Reed, and he will send it out the boards and chase after it himself. Far corner of the Wranglers zone. Jeffers in the area as well, trying to pry it away from him. Mudbugs get it to the line for Park. Across, Haru with the shot. Save is made. Puck comes to Jeffers, and he will work it back out to center. So Wranglers unsuccessful on the power play. They're 0 for 2 in this game so far, as they'll work it back out towards center ice again. Haru moves it right side, glances off the stick of Reed. He'll watch it go by as he goes towards the bench. After it is McRoberts, gets pinned up against the end wall on the Budweiser sign. Checking him is Emery, as everybody wants a piece of that puck. Everybody trying to spar for it, jar it loose. And now looks like Zupansky's got his stick in there as his skate as well. Battle moves along to the far corner. I'm not sure why they don't just blow the whistle at this point, as everybody's trying to fish it free. Still over there, and now finally escaping with it is Jeffers, and he will just spin it around back towards the Mudbug zone, and that'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 7:28 to go in the second. If you're in the Amarillo area, make sure you head on over to the Amarillo Ice Ranch after the game, as they will have Wranglers after hours going on after the game. Usually stop by myself, so if you're in the area, come say hi. I believe there will be a few players there as well. I believe there's also food trucks, skating, everything of that nature, so go head on over there if you're in the area. Off the draw, Fleet from the line, sends it towards his left, banks off the glass. He'll find a skater that'll drop it down low. Litchard spinning, gets it towards the line. Fleet, right point. Will cycle it down low as the Mudbugs. Haldenby gets it to the line. Murphy drifts towards his left. Back down low. Litchard. Back to Murphy. Mudbugs cycling the puck here as Seminara gets checked by Jeffers in the near corner. Litchard keeps possession for the Mudbugs, sends it towards the line, and unable to hold it in was Murphy. So the Mudbugs squander their own attempt there after some pretty good ice time in the offensive zone. From center ice, Drew Jeffers will pitch it in. Wranglers get a change here. Stepanek, Gerhard, and McNaughton out there for the Wranglers. And once again on the forecheck, Gerhard able to get the puck back. Gets it to McNaughton. He'll twist away from the pressure at the near half wall. It was a cross, and he was looking for either Stepanek or Doherty, but puck splits both of them and goes back out to center. McNaughton for Gerhard, right side. Towards the middle, Stepanek, and oh, he was spinning, and he just couldn't get the shot off. Sends it back towards the slot. Wranglers get it. DeMarco fires out in front. Wranglers hack at it. Gerhard couldn't put it home. Puck bouncing now. Goes to the near corner. Stepanek has to work it back up to DeMarco, but it's picked off by Haldenby. Drops it off for Cook. Now back to Haldenby, right side. Pass escapes him. And the Wranglers are able to escape that danger for the moment, as down low, Mudbugs work it back up to the right point. Park is met by McNaughton. Puck goes back out to center, and the Mudbugs will just sky it back in. As McDonough plays it to DeMarco. Backhands it towards the left wing for McNaughton, who takes a check in front of the Mudbug bench. McDonough leaves it for DeMarco. Wranglers looking to break out here with 5:27 to go in the second. Doherty slams down Cook in his own zone. What a massive hit in open ice by the former Mudbug. Colin Doherty making his presence known, as the Mudbugs will just dump it in after that last exchange. DeMarco back out towards neutral ice. Haru claims it in his own zone. He'll play it up ahead. Puck goes past Zeeb. Racing after it is Zubsansky, but Gagnon will fire it back in deep, and going to work is Topi Pukkanen on the forecheck. Papaspropoulos down low on his forehand. Right point for Gagnon. Fakes a shot. Left point. Williams fires, and it goes high and wide. Arm is raised. Papaspropoulos towards the puck. Mudbugs pick it up. Looks like the penalty is going to be on the Wranglers. As Sergei Lescarbeau makes his way towards the bench. Period of the long change. And just as he makes it there, the Wranglers touch up. And so with 4:33 to go in the second, the Mudbugs will head to the power play. It'll be their second opportunity of the game. First chance came just 21 seconds in. Wranglers were able to get the kill. Papaspropoulos will get 2 minutes for slashing. So he'll take a seat, have some time to think about what he's done. And with 4:33 to go in the second, Wranglers PK unit looks to remain perfect. Wranglers PK unit consisting of Ben and Jack Ivey, Trey Williams, and Nolan Gagnon is off the draw. Murphy, right side wall, on his forehand. Patiently along that wall, surveying his options. Will play up the right point. Vassilo towards his left for... Back to Vassilo. Jack Ivey claims the puck, sends it to Ben Ivey, and he will just slip it back down towards Sergei Lescarbeau. The Wranglers have already killed a little over 30 seconds on the penalty. Right side, Litcher gains center red, now Wranglers blue, and he gets stuffed at the blue line. Good defensive read there by Trey Williams and company. The Mudbugs will have to regroup and reload here. As Murphy towards his right off the wall, deep at the Wrangler line. Tries to slide it up ahead for Cook. He's got him, feathers it back for Deeb. He takes a shot, and it's blocked. Roman Zapp carries it back out to center, and a little bit more as he gets taken down in front of the Wranglers bench, and they're howling, looking for a penalty. And now Zapp takes a shot behind the play. Still no call. Foster Nickel the other way. Shot and a save made by McDonough. Action on both ends of the ice. Sometimes not for the good reasons, as play goes below McDonough. Centering pass off the stick of Deeb. Can't rip the shot away. Gets it right side from Marino. Back down low. Hayden Nickel turns it over. Gagnon backhands it back out as Deeb couldn't corral it with his glove. 30 seconds remaining on the penalty to Papaspropoulos. 2:58 to go in the second period. Mudbugs tap it back down low. Nolan Gagnon racing after it. He'll spin and send it back down for the clear. 15 seconds remaining on the Mudbug power play. And maybe one last gasp for them as they move it right side. Litchard drops it off for Haru. Now left swing side. Park off the wall. Wranglers pick the puck away, and we're back to even strength. Foster Nickel sees a shot, gets blocked. Picked up by Park, left point, fires, and it's blocked out in front. Puck is loose at the slot. Saved made by McDonough, and where is the puck? The net is off, and they say no goal. Mudbugs threw that puck towards the blue paint. McDonough made the initial save, and chaos ensued. Bodies just tumbled towards the blue paint to the point where there were so many bodies down there that we couldn't even see the blue paint from my vantage point. Then the net came off, and I think in the midst of all that commotion, the puck may or may not have ended up over the goal line. The Mudbugs thought that they had scored. I know Chet, the Mudbugs broadcaster to my right, thought that Shreveport had scored, but I'm not so sure, as it was a no goal on the ice. I didn't see that red light go off. And all indications are going to say that it's going to remain a 1-0 game with 2:20 to go in the second. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So still a 1-0 game. Might have been Shreveport's best chance offensively all night, apart from the shorthanded chance from Hayden Nickel. As the draw will be in the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Mudbugs win it, and quick shot off the draw is blocked. Puck is loose in the circle, and coming free with it is Jack McDonald. Skid it back out towards the red line, lifted up ahead. He tries to chase after it, but he gets stood up by Murphy. Wranglers pinch on the forecheck. Colin Doherty applying the pressure. With him is Jack McDonald. Mudbugs are able to escape their own zone. Well, maybe not, as the Wranglers still applying pressure as Jack Ivey tries to burrow his way towards the goal. Puck is free in the Mudbug zone. Shreveport has to bounce it around to the far side wall. Turnover at the high slot. Jack Ivey tries to send it back down low for Ben Ivey. Pass was just a little too far ahead for him. Mudbugs feeling the pressure from the Wranglers here. Excellent forecheck from the top line. McDonald across. DeMarco fires off the end wall. Did not miss by much. Drew Jeffers pinching down low. Wranglers claim the puck once more. Jack Ivey on his backhand. Left point, McRoberts fakes a shot, sends it to Jack Ivey. Now to Jeffers, below the goal line for McDonald. On his forehand, spins away from pressure, goes down, arm is raised, and the Wranglers are going to go back to the power play. Wranglers putting in good work on that forecheck. And really, the Wranglers are at their best when they're doing exactly what they just did there, whether it's the first line, second line, third line, or fourth line. Really, all lines are done an excellent job of creating pressure on the opposition in their own zone. And the Wranglers able to come away with a power play opportunity here. The minute 14 to go in the second. It's a 2-minute minor to Braden Zubsanski for tripping. He's off the ensuing draw. Park will skate it back out to the neutral zone. Trey Williams plays up ahead for McNaughton. Second unit out there for the Wranglers to begin this sequence. Papaspropoulos loses it at the far half wall to Hayden Nickel. He plays it up as Cook was chasing it down low shorthanded. Defending him is Kyle DeMarco, longtime Wrangler defenseman. Wranglers pry it free. Papaspropoulos on his forehand, works it back out towards his own blue line for DeMarco. Plays it up left side for McNaughton. He'll chase after it. McNaughton in deep, sends it around to the near side wall for Zapp, waiting for it at the half wall. He gets his pocket picked. Held in at the line by DeMarco. Left wing, Papaspropoulos, back to DeMarco. Back to Papaspropoulos. Left circle, towards the middle, and it just glanced off his skate. McNaughton was in the area. DeMarco, a blast, goes off his skate. Couldn't be corralled by Zapp, as he was also in the area. He was looking for that tap in. Now Zapp took a shot behind the play, and he is down. He appears to be in some discomfort as the Mudbugs get the clear, and Zapp will make his way towards the bench. Oh boy, that's not a good sight for the Wranglers. As time expires on the second period, but we'll have to keep an eye on Roman Zapp as he was hit away from the play, and he threw his glove in frustration. As it's a 1-0 game after 40 minutes of play. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on him as the game goes on, but that's a big-time performer for the Wranglers that appears to be dealing with something right now, so we'll see if he's able to make it back out there for the third period, but he's unable to go for the Wranglers. That's a big loss. Zapp is one of their best forwards. Second intermission report coming up next. Wranglers lead at 1-0 off a goal from Luke Morris. In the early stages of the second period, Wranglers lead the shot count 19-10, and they'll have 46 seconds of power play time to work with at the top of the third period. We'll talk about all that, preview the third, and we'll look at some scores from around the league and also preview next weekend's matchup against the New Mexico Ice Wolves. All of that coming up and more on the second intermission report here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network, where after 40 minutes of play, the Wranglers have a 1-0 lead over the Shreveport Mudbugs. Looks like we've got a bit of a shot competition here, as he will float it towards the goal, and he scores from center ice. The guy in a vest is able to score. The guy before him was able to bury two. Not sure what that means, but pretty cool competition going on out there for second intermission activities. As looks like there's a kid out there with him. Are they going to hand the stick to the kid? Is he going to get a shot attempt? No, it's just a photo op. Oh man, I was really hoping that kid would get a crack at it, but guess not. We're having some fun here on a Friday night. Wranglers have a 1-0 lead. That was a really good second period for the Wranglers. They probably should have had more goals than they did. A few power play opportunities. Reminder that they'll start the third period with 46 seconds of power play time. Scoreless first period, and it was a really good first period for the Wranglers. They were able to outshoot the Mudbugs. I believe it was 13-3, so the Wranglers were buzzing, and this is really piqued my interest because, I mean, Wranglers are playing their 5th game in 8 days. I mean, you got to think at this point, the fatigue is settling in. Everybody's tired. They just want some days off. Want to go back to a normal schedule, as yesterday was an afternoon game on a Thursday for the kids' day game. And so now the Wranglers seem to be breaking back into their rhythm. They found their skating legs in the first period. They're able to come out, put up a number of shots on the board, and also hold the Mudbugs to just 3 in that period. Really solid first period. Doesn't really work out for the Wranglers in terms of scoring, but scoreless game, able to stuff the opposition's defense. Not a bad period for the Wranglers, but the second was that and a little bit more, as now they were finally able to get onto the board on a beautiful play from Tommy Chunchikov. He was able to find Luke Morris streaking into the slot. It's kind of like a 2-on-1. Mudbugs had a guy moving back in, so call it a 2-on-1.5. As Chunchikov and Morris really had a step ahead. And Chunchikov was moving right side, and he was on his backhand, able to sauce it over to Luke Morris. He was able to put home his second goal of the year. And for both of those guys, that's got to feel really good, especially for Tommy Chunchikov. Went 16 games without a point. Really one of the hardest workers in hockey that I've ever seen. Excellent locker room guy. I mean, you won't meet a nicer guy than Tommy Chunchikov. And he's finally rewarded with that first point of the season. It's been a long time coming for a guy that really has been in the mix every single game. This is a guy that I really can't figure out why he didn't have a point through 16 games. He's a very hard forechecker. Just really had been snake bitten and finally picks up that first point on a very critical goal from Luke Morris, who also has been snake bitten recently. He was able to stash home his second goal of the year. And so Luke Morris and Tommy Chunchikov were able to finally get that monkey off their back and get back on the score sheet. Got to feel good for those guys. And you know, for both of those guys, I really feel like now that they've got that point out of the way, more so Chunchikov than Morris, but now that they've finally found their way back onto the score sheet, it's only a matter of time before they find it again. It seemed like when Connor McNaughton finally found a way to start putting the puck in the back of the net, ever since then he's been able to do it consistently. So sometimes it just takes a little while throughout the course of the season to really find your rhythm. And hopefully for Morris and Chunchikov, that is the beginning of something special, as it was a pretty sweet goal from 2 returners that were on the team last year. Luke Morris, the former El Paso Rhino that was acquired last season. Wranglers will make a trip to El Paso on Black Friday for a game against the Rhinos. That'll be a 3-game set, although it'll be 2 games against the Rhinos on Friday and Saturday, and the next day the Wranglers will be over at Hector County Coliseum in Odessa to take on the Jackalopes for the first time over in the Permian Basin. So should be a fun weekend. As next weekend the Wranglers will be over in Albuquerque, take on the New Mexico Ice Wolves, and the weekend afterwards the Lone Star Brahmas come to town. For the Mudbugs, they'll be off next weekend, so they've been on the road for a while. They'll go back home, have a week off, as they went up and swept the Colorado Grit last weekend. Come down here to Amarillo, pick up the first win on Thursday, 5-1. And And this is the final game of the two-game set, and then these two teams will not meet each other until early March. Only a 4-game series this season between the Wranglers and the Mudbugs, but so far it looks like these two teams are pretty evenly matched. I think that if the Mudbugs catch the Wranglers on a regular schedule, not a short week, but just normal schedule, play game on Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday, I really feel like the outcome of that game is a lot different. But there's no change in the past, as the Mudbugs took the first game, but the Wranglers looking very solid here in this second game. If they keep up this good work, I really feel like they'll be able to come away victorious here on Friday night in Amarillo. That Morris goal was scored just 2 minutes and 34 seconds into the second period. Getting the assists are Chechikov and Papaspropoulos. Seems like Papaspropoulos has been all over the score sheet this season. He picked up his 14th point of the year. He's got 5 goals and 9 assists in 17 games. So, Toronto, Ontario native, who played with the Pickering Panthers last year, has been a pretty solid rookie for the Wranglers so far to start this season, really making a name for himself on that second line with Zapp and Pukkanen. He also has been a staple on the Wranglers' second power play unit as well. He's been a standout rookie for the Wranglers this season. Although, I want to talk about rookies playing well in this game so far. I've been very impressed with the play of Grayson Gerhard. This is a guy that really found his way into the lineup early on in that series against Oklahoma, and he's really made a name for himself. If I'm Ryan Anderson, I'd be quite pleased with what you've seen from him so far tonight. He's a phenomenal forechecker. This is a guy that is 6'3", 181 pounds. He's 18 years old, but he's a guy that was selected late round draft pick by the Wranglers in this most recent draft over the summer. Ends up making the team out of training camp and really just battles hard every single time the coaches put him into the lineup. And really, at this point, it's really hard to take him out of the lineup with how well he's playing. He's an excellent forechecker for the Wranglers, and we saw him there in the second period creating offensive chances for the Wranglers and really just peeling the puck away from the opposition in their own zone. That third line for the Wranglers putting in some really good work of Gerhard, McNaughton, and Stepanek. I've been really impressed with that new line, with the addition of Stepanek and Gerhard really starting to become a staple of this lineup for the Wranglers. He's been an excellent forechecker for the Wranglers so far here tonight, and he's still in search of his first point of the year, but he keeps playing like that. I don't think that will last for long. So really good second period, last couple of games for Grayson Gerhard. He's been working very hard, and we'll see if he's able to get that first point on the board. For the Wranglers, you also got to look at Connor McNaughton as well. Also had a very solid second period. Also an excellent forechecker along with Gerhard. I really like that line that Ryan Anderson has put together of Gerhard, McNaughton, and Stepanek. First impressions of Stepanek. This is a forward that's 6 foot tall, 185 pounds. He comes from Czechia. I really like what he's been able to do so far. The Ryan Anderson system it's a very intricate, well-oiled machine, and for it to work, everybody needs to be on the same page. Everybody needs to understand their assignments, and when it works really well. I mean, it's very similar to what Dan Wildfong implements over in Lone Star, and I mean that's for good reason, of course, because Anderson spent the last few years as the associate head coach with the Lone Star Brahmas. So it mimics the style that Lone Star plays, but it's one of those things where the Wranglers really they have to be on the same page and they have to be clicking in order for the system to work. And as of late, they have been, especially against the Oklahoma Warriors, where the Wranglers came away with 4 out of 5 wins available against the Warriors in that most recent 5-game set between the Wranglers and the defending champs. But the Ryan Anderson system is very intricate, and I think it'll take a little while for Stepanek to really get acquainted with that system. But I feel like once he does, that third line is going to be very dangerous for the Wranglers. I really like what they've put together here. Stepanek, of course, the check forward, and then you add a new defenseman on the blue line in Sebastian Mitro, and I've been impressed with what he's been able to do so far. He hasn't been scared to take a shot, and this is a guy that's very young. Sebastian Mitro, he just comes in. I believe he's 17 years old. I'll check my notes. Yeah, he's just 17 years old, 2006 born forward. But I think he's been very solid so far in this game for the Wranglers. We haven't seen him very much, but when he's been out there, he hasn't been scared to take a shot. He's playing with confidence. And I really like that Anderson has paired him with a veteran defenseman in Drew Jeffers. I think that could be a really solid pairing for the Wranglers. I also like TJ Ritchie, who's not in the lineup right now, but I feel like he's also a guy that seems to play at his best when he's played with Drew Jeffers. So it'll be interesting to see how this D-core evolves for the Wranglers throughout the course of the season. I think they found a pretty good mix in their top 4 D-men with Trey Williams and Nolan Gagnon on that first pairing. Second pairing, you got Doherty and DeMarco, and then you've got Mitro and Jeffers. It seems like they're trying to see who plays best with Drew Jeffers. I mean, last weekend in Oklahoma, it was TJ Ritchie that was getting playing time with Drew Jeffers. Now here tonight, we got Sebastian Mitro. So it'll be interesting to see what really comes out of all of this. But for the Wranglers, it's a good problem to have. It means that they have a lot of depth throughout the course of the lineup. And really, if you're Ryan Anderson, you want it to be a tough decision. You want it to be a tough decision when you sit there and you look at your roster and say, man, like, what am I going to do here tonight? Like, you got a lot of guys playing really well that can slot in anywhere on this lineup. So we'll see what happens throughout the course of the season. And unfortunately, as hockey is, and the game is just played, there will be injuries throughout the course of the season. So the Wranglers right now look like they have some really solid depth, and that should take them very far through the regular season and hopefully well into the playoffs. But right now it's a good problem to have for Ryan Anderson and company. We come back on the second intermission report. Look at some scores from around the league. Oh my gosh, tongue twister. Look at some scores from around the league. I'll get a drink of water. We'll get all refreshed, and we'll talk about the upcoming third period, what the Wranglers need to do to get on the board again and come away with a victory here on home ice before they head out to Albuquerque. All that coming up and more on the second intermission report. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday, as the Wranglers have had a short week, 3 games over in Oklahoma City. So 2 out of 3 against the Warriors in that set. Had to play on Thursday afternoon. It's been a grind of a week for the Wranglers, and so I'm sure they're very happy that it's now finally Friday, and the weekend is almost in full swing. They'll get a few days off, and we practice throughout the week, and then head over to Albuquerque for a date with the New Mexico Ice Wolves. As we'll check in on some scores from around the league, believe the Brahmas and the Rhinos were going on this evening. As we will pop in to the scoreboard and see what's going on. So, looks like over at El Paso County Event Center, where the Wranglers will be on Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday against the Rhinos. Looks like it's a scoreless game at the top of the second period between the Brahmas and the Rhinos. We'll certainly have to keep an eye on that one, as they currently are the 1 and 2 seeds in the South Division respectively. Brahmas off to a hot start. Also are the Rhinos, who have had pretty good bounce back so far from where they finished last season. They were towards the bottom of the standings in the South. Looks like they've come alive here this season. Looks like first intermission from Greeley, Colorado. The Grip have a 1-0 lead over the New Mexico Ice Wolves. As looks like Nicholas Capasso has the only goal in that game for Colorado. Wranglers will see the Grit 12 times, but not until after the turn of the new calendar year. So 12 games against the Grip, and they will all come in the 2024 year. Mudbugs were over in Greeley last weekend and were able to pick up a few wins against the Grip as they swept Colorado in a 2-game set. Looks like only 3 games going on in the South Division tonight as the Mudbugs take the ice once more. Really looking forward to that matchup against the New Mexico Ice Wolves next weekend. Should be a very physical game if it's anything like what we saw in the preseason. Those games got very, very chippy. It seemed like after every whistle, there was some pushing, shoving, fighting, yelling. All things of that nature. Should be a grinding battle over in Albuquerque, and I'm looking forward to it. You can catch all the action on NATV. We'll have our YouTube audio feed as well. It'll be the Wranglers' first and only trip to Albuquerque this season. So, third period action, just a few minutes away. Connor McDonough has been stellar so far, stopping 10 of 10. He's been excellent. Across from him, Sergei Lescarbeau has stopped 18 of 19. He's also been pretty good when called upon. The Wranglers have been testing him throughout the course of this game. But in a 1-goal game, history says favors the Wranglers. Wranglers are 6-1-1 in 1-goal games. So, I mean, they don't call them the cardiac kids for nothing. They take it right down to the wire. It's always an exciting finish with the Wranglers. And, hey, we wouldn't have it any other way. Makes for some good entertainment, although I think some fans and maybe the coaching staff would prefer if the Wranglers just stick to, building out an early lead and holding on, but I guess that's not the style. Wranglers always a flair for the dramatic. They're 4-0-1 in overtime. If it should come to that, Wranglers have been pretty good in OT, and they're 2-0 in the shootout. But, I mean, that's 20 minutes away at the most, so it all remains to be seen. For the moment, the Wranglers have a 1-0 lead as they will be out to take the second period draw. Looks like we've got Topi Pukkanen out there with Jack McDonald, Ben Ivey, Jack Ivey, and Nolan Ganun to start the third period. Remember, the Wranglers on the power play to start the third frame. So the Mudbugs will send it back down towards McDonough. Working towards the right side is Gagnon, feeling the force of pressure from Cook. Chips it up ahead to Pukkanen. He'll work along to the left side wall for Ben Ivey. Drops it off for his twin brother Jack. Now back to Ben Ivey. Gains the Mudbug line, and he'll chase after it. Jack Ivey down low. On the forecheck. Spins along to the far side wall where the Mudbugs work it back out to center. 13 seconds remaining on the power play. Topi Pukkanen through center. Left side, Ben Ivey. Towards the goal, goes off a stick and stays in play. Banks off the far corner of the Mudbug zone. McDonald trying to corral it. We're back to full strength. And the Mudbugs peel the puck away and send it towards their right. It's Litchard in the neutral zone. Over Wranglers blue. He gets sandwiched by, looks like, Topi Pukkanen. Mudbugs keep possession of the puck, though. They work it back down low for Litchard, who gets his pocket picked by Gagnon in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Wranglers escape their own zone, work back out to center, where Haru will tap it to Park, and the Mudbugs will go back on offense. They'll walk the line. Seminara sends it back down deep. After it is Haldenby. Shadowing him is DeMarco. Puck pinned up against the far boards of the Wranglers zone, right, the half wall, and Wranglers able to chip it back out and get it to Doherty, who moves left wing, banks it off the glass. Wranglers get a partial change here. Stepanek in on the forecheck, takes a tumble, and arm is raised after the whistle. We got some pushing and shoving. Stepanek takes a shot on his man as he was getting pushed and shoved. And we shall see what occurs out of all of this. And it looks like the door is open to both penalty boxes, so it appears we're going to 4-on-4 action as Liam Fleet climbs in for Shreveport and Alex Stepanek goes in for the Wranglers. And so all indicators point to this being 4-on-4 action for the second time tonight. As we saw it earlier in the first period where nobody scored. And it's 2 minutes each for roughing. All this coming a minute and 38 seconds into the third period. So for the second time tonight, we'll see a little bit more open ice as it's a 4-on-4 situation. Wranglers go out and start with the Ivy twins. Jack Ivy will take the draw. Gagnon out there as well with Williams. So Wranglers go with 2 forwards and 2 defensemen to start the 4-on-4 action. Offensive zone draw here for the Wranglers. Off the draw, Jack Ivy takes a tumble. He quickly climbs back up to his feet. Mudbugs go the other way. Right wing side, it's Cook, and gets a little bit jumpy, too eager to go into the offensive zone. Looked like Hayden Nickel. It's just a step ahead, and the Eagle Eye linesman blows the plate dead just 6 seconds into 4-on-4 time. .15 to go in the third. Wranglers clinging to a 1-0 lead off a second period goal from Luke Morris, his second of the year. As at center ice, Wranglers win the neutral zone draw. It's Gagnon with it. He'll swing out behind his own net, survey the scene, and as he starts to quarterback this offensive outbreak for the Wranglers, moves left side for Williams, up to Jack Ivy at the center ice logo. Moves towards his right, gains Mudbug line. Across, Williams, left point. Works it back down low. Williams spins in the corner. Back up to the left point for Gagnon. He will try and work down deep, but he gets sandwiched by a few Mudbugs, and they'll take the puck away. Cook moving into the high slot, shoots, it's blocked, goes off the corner of the near side wall, hops over to Jack Ivy. And the Wranglers will get a partial change here. Off go Ben Ivy and Williams. On come Doherty and Zapp. Looks like Roman Zapp feeling a little bit better after the incident that occurred at the end of the second period. So he's still out there for the Wranglers here in the second. He'll take the puck from Ivy. As Jack Ivy heads towards the bench, Wranglers now get a full change. Zapp moves it towards the left wing. Comes to Puukkonen, drop pass, Doherty, left point, fires, and a save made by Sergei Lescarbeau. Moves towards the near corner. Wranglers try and pick it free, but the Mudbugs are able to keep possession. Not until they turn it over. Puukkonen, high slot, Doherty in, fires, and a save made by Sergei Lescarbeau. Good chance there from Colin Doherty. Now DeMarco with it, right point. Zapp, left point, Doherty all alone, fires, and a save made by the Mudbug netminder. 2 good chances for number 16 in white. Zapp on the forecheck is able to steal the puck back. Goes careening into the wall as defending him was Foster Nickel. And now we get a whistle with 16:38 to go in the third. 16 seconds remain on the 4-on-4. And Zapp is down once again. As he was put in a sticky situation, one of those hits that occurred a few feet away from the boards. Zapp gets up to his feet. Hopefully he'll be all right. He'll work his way towards the bench. And as he's taken a few shots here in this game. It'll be a neutral zone draw. Near side across from the Mudbug bench. Luke Morris in on the draw, chasing after the puck. Mudbugs peel it away. Now right side, stretch pass up ahead, and the Mudbugs are offside as Haldenby was just a step ahead. 9 seconds to go on the 4-on-4, and then Stepanek and Fleet will come out of the penalty box and back to even strength. like to congratulate the Texas Rangers on their World Series win, bringing another title to the state of Texas. Wranglers hoping to do the same as left point shot from Doherty goes off the end wall. DeMarco races after it to pinch it down low. He's got it, jams it towards the slot. DeMarco across for Chunchikov, and he's jamming at the puck, and somehow Sergei Lescarbeau is able to pounce on it and deny the Wranglers another prime scoring chance. What a play there from Kyle DeMarco to really just gamble and pinch the puck down low. He's able to corral it towards the slot, take a few whacks at it. Chunchikov was also in the area, who's already got an assist in this game. And somehow the Mudbug netminder was able to stop that chance. Shot count 24-10 here in the third period. Mudbugs have yet to find a shot on goal on McDonough in the third. Off the draw, players get tied up. Mudbugs are able to come away with the puck. Left side, held in at the right point by Jeffers. He'll work his way down low. Drew Jeffers tries to move it towards the slot, hits the body of a Mudbug. It was Fleet, the reigning South Division first star of the week. As the Wranglers get caught in a puck battle in the far corner. Chunchikov digging it free. Darts his way by two defenders. Tries to work it to Morris. Fleet in the area. Mudbugs are able to chop it back out to center ice. We're waiting for it is McKay. He'll spin, find a man in the slot. Backhand shot from Emery. Not much on it as he was defended by Luke Morris. Play goes behind McDonough. It'll be picked up by Mitro. Sends it back out to the neutral zone. Tommy Chunchikov comes away with it. Left side shot. Snared out of the air from Sergei Lescarbeau. 15:28 to go in the third. Wranglers have a 1-0 lead. The only goal of the game scored by Luke Morris, 2:33 into the second period, although the Wranglers knocking on the door and looking for more. Did not mean to rhyme that, but it sounded pretty good, I think, as the draw will be in the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Third line of McNaughton, Gerhard, and Stepanek out there for the Wranglers, one of their best forechecking lines. McNaughton, pretty good face-off taker himself. He's off the draw. Gets tied up. Otherwise, he would have won it. Mudbugs go the other way. To the high slot. Murphy fires, and it goes high and wide. It'll be picked up in the near corner by McNaughton. They'll swing out left wing. Upward pass for Gerhard. He will dip it down low to Sergei Lescarbeau. Mudbugs from their own zone, whiff on the initial pass attempt, get up ahead, and that will be an icing on Shreveport. I don't know, I guess they wave it off. No icing. Gagnon from his own zone plays it up to the neutral zone. Gets the puck back from center red, will just rifle it in. Goes harshly off the end boards. It'll be sweeped up by Logan Haru. Move it right. Upward pass. Finds Lucas Deeb. Had a 4-point performance last night. Puck gets taken away from him as he got divorced from the puck. Taking it away is Kyle DeMarco. Off the near side wall, or make that the far side wall as you see it on NATV. Wranglers try and go the other way, but the Mudbugs are able to get a body in front of it. As they fumble around with it in their neutral zone, turn it over as Jack McDonald inoffensively tried to move in towards the goal. Mudbugs work it back out towards center. He's trading possession here. Shreveport gets a partial change. It's Ben Ivey from his own zone. Sees the puck squirt over to Doherty. Chops it back to DeMarco. Wranglers looking to break out here with 14:04 to go in the third, looking to add to their 1-goal lead. Puck goes out of play with 14:03 to go in the third. Wranglers lead the shot count 25-12. A little over a quarter into period 3. It'll be a neutral zone draw right at the center ice dot. Zapp, who's still out there for the Wranglers after taking a few shots in this game, wins the draw. Wranglers dip it down deep, working along to the far side wall, but not much more. Seminara is quick to receive it for Shreveport. Puck bounces around in the neutral zone. Wranglers being very disruptive here on the forecheck. Seminara stood up at the Wranglers' blue line, goes chasing after it, although Papaspropoulos is there to dig it out from under his feet. Alex Papaspropoulos gains center red. He'll fire it in, rolls around to the far side corner. Zapp picks it free, finds Pukinen, goes to the high slot. Unable to corral it is McRoberts. The puck was bouncing towards him. Comes to Litchard, moves into the high slot, right side. Litchard fires, and it goes high and wide. Puck is picked up by Papaspropoulos. Right wing moving towards his left. Fumbles on the initial pass attempt. Able to work it back out to center for Pukkanen, who goes down. Got his legs taken out from under him. Wranglers wanted a call, but none to be had. We're still 5-on-5. He's in the neutral zone. Turnover there, picked up by Luke Morris. Tries to find Pukkanen moving up ahead. Park gets there first, defenseman for Shreveport. And a goal in yesterday's game, the 5th for Shreveport. And he will ice the puck with 12:52 to go in the third. Military night here at the Budweiser bullpen. Excellent pregame ceremony honoring our veterans. Once again, we'd like to say thank you to everybody who has served or is currently serving in the armed forces, fighting for our freedom. We appreciate what you do for us each and every day. As Morris off the offensive zone draw, wins it, gets it gone, and right point, fires towards the net, gets caught up in a few bodies. Wranglers whack at it, trying to get possession back. And puck pops up in the air. It's a pop fly that goes out of play. 12:42 to go in the third. We talked about the Rangers winning the World Series earlier, but how about the Amarillo Sod Poodles? Another baseball team in Texas taking home a title. Wranglers looking to join them as a championship team in Amarillo. Always like to support the Sod Poodles any way we can. I believe the Sod Poodles night is coming up later on in the season, so it should be a fun evening with the champions in the building. As a shot off the draw is swallowed up by Sergei Lescarbeau. Taking a tumble on that play was Cook. And that is the Wranglers' 26th shot of the game. So if the trend continues, Wranglers will be Robertson Cup champions. Seems like if you're from Texas and you're in Amarillo, you've got a pretty good chance of winning a championship. All jokes aside, Willie off the draw, Morris can't corral it, and the Mudbugs will lift it back out to center and then some as it rolls down towards McDonough. He'll paddle it towards the right side wall, where it'll be chipped up ahead by Morris. From McGuire streaking ahead, but the Mudbugs peel it away and go the other way. Cook button hooks at the near half wall. He will slide it down low. Mudbugs try and cycle it around, but nobody was in the area. And instead, the Wranglers will get a change here. Shreveport from their own zone, work it back up to center. Hayden Nickel throws it off the skates of Hank Reed. He'll chase after it, backhand it towards the near corner. They'll cycle up to the right point. Foster Nickel sends it back down low. Gets it to Marino, who checks Grayson Gerhardt. He gets back up to his feet. Marino, left point. Murphy fakes a shot. Now fires towards the goal. Goes off a skate and stays in play as it bounces towards the near side wall. McNaughton lifts it back out to center. Mudbugs back on the attack. Stood up by Gagnon, and up ahead is Grayson Gerhardt. Left wing shot goes off the end wall. And corralling it is Sergei Lescarbeau. Keeps the play moving. Gets it to Alex Park. Left side pass for Parichka. Banks it down low. McDonough keeps it moving. Plays it up ahead for Jack Ivey. Backhands it for Grayson Gerhardt. And he goes off for a change after he works it down low. Right side, Reed. Plays it to Parichka. He gets his pocket picked by Ben Ivey. Wranglers captain moves it to Jack Ivey. Plays it down low for McDonald. Sharp angle shot goes off the side of the net. Wranglers playing the forecheck here. DeMarco pinching down low. Swats at the puck. Trying to get possession back. In to help him is Jack McDonald. He tumbles down to the ice. Mudbugs flip the script and send it towards the right side wall, where Ben Ivey scarfs it up and sends it towards the goal, where it's covered by Sergei Lescarbeau. Well, this lead for the Wranglers is as slim as they come. It's 1-0 with 10:43 going the third period. Another Wranglers game goes right down to the wire. We'll find out how it ends in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. More like 1 minute.
This is Colin Doherty, and you're listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser bullpen. 10:43 remain in regulation. Wranglers have a 1-0 lead off a second period goal from Luke Morris. The only goal of the game. It's a lead as slim as they come, and the Wranglers looking to add to it here. Offensive zone draw is won by Ben Ivy to the line. Doherty fires, goes into a cluster of bodies, and somehow Sergei Lescarbeau is able to pounce on it and cover with 10:39 remaining in the third period. My goodness. It's been a long week for me too. I think I might need to go to bed earlier tonight. Just kidding. I've got some coffee here with me. It's going to be a long one as the Wranglers this time aren't able to win the draw, though Jack Ivy goes tumbling after it deep into the Mudbugs zone. Shreveport's able to come away with it. Move it towards the left side wall. Seminara towards the neutral zone. Stretching out for it was Litchard, but can't come away with the puck. Wranglers fire it in. Right side wall. Ben Ivy. Gets it pinned up against the boards. Wranglers try and hold it in. Jack Ivy turns, sends it back down low. And Shreveport's going to come away with the puck once more. They'll send it back down towards McDonough. Goes in and out of his glove. And he'll be picked up by DeMarco below the goal line after the Mudbugs tried to apply the heat there. Jack Ivy up ahead, glances off the stick of Jack McDonald. He's into Mudbug territory. Peels away from the pressure. Tries to get it back. It's held up a little bit. Mudbugs take the puck and move the other way. As Roman Zapp picks the pocket. Zapp to the goal on the breakaway. Zapp gets tumbled down and the arm is raised as players go crashing into the net. And I wonder, could we see a penalty shot here? No, looks like it's just going to be 2 minutes for tripping. What a play by Roman Zapp, who's taken many shots in this game, been battered through and through. Comes up big there to draw a penalty for the Wranglers. Critical moment of the game. Zapp with a burst of speed was able to claim the puck at his own blue line. He was off to the races. He got taken down in the high slot. Wranglers with the power play opportunity here. They're 0 for 2 so far in this game. In the box for the Mudbugs is Carter McKay, native of Melville, Canada. He's 5'10", 185 pounds, and he will take a seat and serve a 2-minute sentence as the Wranglers power play unit goes to work. No power play goals so far. As I mentioned, they're 0 for 2, but with a unit like that, they're in good shape. As we'll see if they can get the job done and extend their lead to 2. Off the draw. Wranglers can't claim the puck. Mudbugs will send it back down to get it clear in the opening stages of the Wrangler power play. So the Wranglers out there fielding DeMarco, Williams, Papaspropoulos, McNaughton, and Zapp. They will get the job started as DeMarco, left side, finds Zapp. Fires it off the end wall. Be retrieved by McNaughton. Tries to play it up to Williams. Puck goes past him. Racing after it is Cook. Cook towards the slot, and the Mudbugs. Brilliant save by McDonough. Oh my goodness, and Amarillo goes the other way. Papaspropoulos towards the slot, and it goes through McNaughton's legs. Big save by McNaughton on one end, or McDonough on one end, and a chance there for the Wranglers at the other. As McNaughton was in the slot looking for a tap-in goal. They'll jostle for it, near side wall, get it to Williams, left point, moves, high slot, fakes a shot, gets it left side. Papaspropoulos fires, and it goes off a stick and out of play. Now, time and time again, Connor McDonough has proven that he can make a big save in a clutch moment. We saw it in Oklahoma City, and now we're seeing it here again as the Mudbugs drawing up a play similar to the way the Wranglers scored in the second period on the Morris goal. As Cook shorthanded was moving left side, tried to center it across. The pass connected, and McDonough somehow was able to kick out his right pad and make a save on the play. Keep it a 1-0 game. Jack Ivy, left point, swings it right point for Gagnon. Tries to drift up ahead for Ben Ivy, but Mudbugs were able to get in the way of that. And we got a Mudbug without his stick, is down low. McDonald gets it to Ben Ivy. Near half wall, down low. High slot McDonald, back to Jack Ivy. Right point, Gagnon fires, and a save made by Sergei Lescarbeau. as the Wranglers' 29th shot in the game. How about this? They've limited the Mudbugs to just 13 shots in the games from the Wranglers so far here tonight. And really, that's the Ryan Anderson system when it's at its best. As off the draw line, just missed the net back down towards McDonough. Wranglers looking to regroup here on the waning moments of the power play. Just 20 seconds remaining on that. Gagnon will wait behind his own net, surveying the scene, quarterbacking the power play for the Wranglers. Jack Ivey from center ice sends it towards his right for McDonald. Pass up ahead. Ivey will chase after it. They'll send it back along to the left side. Ben Ivey at the line. Gagnon towards the goal. Bounces off McDonald and tumbles towards the French-Canadian netminder, Insigne Lescarbot. He'll hold with 7:42 to go in the third and just 1 second remaining on the penalty to McKay. So he's standing up in the penalty box. Ready to come out there, but for the Wranglers, sometimes it's not about what you do on the power play. Sometimes if you're unable to score, goals can come in the moments afterwards, so look for that potentially here. As Luke Morris will take this draw out there with McGuire, Chunchikov, DeMarco, and Doherty. Doherty's right at the center ice logo right now in a very defensive position here, trying to stop potential breakout for McKay as he comes out of the penalty box. High IQ move there by the Wranglers. He's off that draw. McKay is out of the box. Doherty finds it at center ice. We'll send it back to the Mudbug zone. Shreveport can't hold the puck in the neutral zone. Comes to Doherty. He'll send it back out to center ice for Chunchikov, who plays it to Luke Morris, who barely loses an edge. McGuire helps him out and moves the puck down low. Morris chasing after it. McGuire able to fish it out. The Mudbugs are able to take it and work it back out to center ice where players converge. Puck up for grabs in front of the Wranglers bench. Puck will pop back out towards the Mudbug zone. The exchange possession here. DeMarco fires it off the stick of Chunchikov. Those guys go off for a change. On come McRoberts and Gerhard. 6:53 to go. 6:53 to go in the third period. Mudbugs dump it in. McDonough out to play it. Sends it towards his left softly to McRoberts. Plays it to Doherty, who takes a nasty from behind. Looks like it was the far corner of the Wranglers zone. No penalty on that play. As puck goes out of play with 6:40 remaining in the third. Wranglers up to 30 shots in the game. They've limited Shreveport to just 3 shots on goal here in the third. Looks like the Wranglers really flipped the script from yesterday to today. As yesterday was the Mudbugs not shooting the Wranglers by a wide margin. Now Amarillo has done the same here this evening. Vassallo off the draw, fires, and a save made by McDonough. He read it like a book and was able to swallow it up, as that is the Mudbugs' 4th shot of the period. Just 14 on the board for Shreveport. Ben Ivey will take the draw for the Wranglers. Wranglers have 3 men in the slot. Ben Ivey will duel with Ian Emery of the Mudbugs. Emery wins it, gets it to Vassallo, drifts into the high slot. Right point, Nickel drops it down low. Foster Nickel, that is. Wranglers send the puck back out to center ice, and McDonald takes a huge hit from Foster Nickel. Wranglers fans cry out in disapproval. Looks like McDonald's okay. As the Mudbugs from their own zone. Capturing it is Emery. Pick his head up, send it across for Vassallo. Skates over the center ice logo, now into Wrangler ice. Loses it in the slot, and here's McNaughton with the puck. In center ice, McNaughton rumbles into the offensive zone. Evades a check, and he'll chase after the puck. McDonald throws a huge hit on Marino. Here's Marino, left side in the Wranglers zone. Pass was behind him. McDonald picks up the loose change. Left side, McNaughton skates in, fires, and a save made by the Mudbug netminder. 5:40 remaining in the third. Now right side, Hayden Nickel will dump it in. McDonough out to slow it down. He'll keep the play moving, but it's a Jeffers who sends it towards the right side, looking for Stepanek, but the pass hopped over his stick as he wasn't able to flag it down. As fans take up a Let's Go Wranglers chant. Jeffers from his own zone, plays it towards the neutral zone. Puck bouncing towards Papaspropoulos. He's able to corral it. He'll quickly move left side, tries to dart back towards the middle, but gets the puck knocked off his stick. 20 pounds off the boards. McDonough out to play it and had to scramble back to try and make a save. Luckily, the puck never saw the goal. It's always that corner, man. It always takes those funny hops off that stanchion. As the Wranglers putting in good work on the forecheck. Stretch pass up ahead goes off the skates of Haldenby. Fishing it away is Drew Jeffers. Plays it up ahead for Puukkonen. Collides with a few Mudbugs, able to stay on his feet. Get it to McRoberts, who fires a shot from center ice. And jumping up to make that save is Sergei Lescarbeau. Shreveport from their own zone. Move it towards the left side. Left wing dump in from Park. Rolls around to the near side wall. McRoberts defensively there for the Wranglers. But he converges on that puck as it's another battle along the boards at the near half wall. Mudbugs fish it free up to the line. Foster Nickel tries to slap it ahead. He does, gets it towards the near side wall. Wranglers race after it, able to pick it free. And puck gets sent into the Wranglers bench with 4:04 to go in the third. Seems like every time the puck is played into that near corner of the Wranglers zone, it takes a funny hop off those stanchions, and you can see it. From where I'm at, you can see it. I mean, I don't know if you can see it on NATV with that angle, but where the door opens towards the Wranglers tunnel, there's a big gap between that stanchion and the door. And sometimes when players fire that puck down, it goes off that gap and just darts right back towards the slot. The Wranglers were almost on the bad end of that as Marino off the draw drives towards the net and sends it high and wide. Foster Nickel tries to keep it in, unsuccessful on that attempt. Jack Ivey takes the puck away, stretch pass up ahead for McDonald, and he gets stymied by the younger Nickel brother. As left side, Mudbugs try to break out. Jack Ivey steals the puck away. Ivey towards the goal, and he can't get the shot off. Gets it to McDonald. Right circle for Ben Ivey, takes a shot. Puck goes below the goal line. Jack McDonald gets sent back down towards the ice. They've just been mobbing him all night long. No penalty to be called there. As Nickel will send it back down low for Murray. Doherty will keep the play moving along to the near side wall. Wranglers, McDonald in the area, can't get out of his own zone. Sharp angle shot from Nickel goes through the blue paint. Looks like he was trying to bank it off of McDonough. It'll be scooped up by Jack Ivey in the neutral zone. He'll dump it in. He'll go off for a change. 3 minutes remaining in the third period. Wranglers with a 1-0 lead. Park was trying to hold it in on the blue line, but unable to do so. As the Eagle Eye linesman is quick to blow the play dead. Mudbugs are offside. 2:56 remain in period 3. Wranglers hockey is definitely not for the faint of heart. Might have to check my blood pressure after this game as Luke Morris leans in to take the neutral zone drawn against Haldenby. Off that draw, Morris will just fire it back down towards the Mudbugs zone. Sergei Lescarbeau is calling for an icing. No icing on that play. As Tommy Chunchikov pries it free in the far corner of the Mudbugs zone. Wranglers can't retain possession though in the neutral zone. He will find Litchard, who takes a shot that goes off a body. D picks up the change, sends it down low. Mudbugs back to Litchard, make that Haldenby, gets slammed into the near side, far side wall. Comes to Haru, he'll take a shot and a save made by McDonough. He saw it all the way through. Not gonna fool Connor McDonough with a shot like that, and the crowd cheers in approval. Connor McDonough has been on his A game. I'm not going to say it because I know people believe in the announcer's jinx, but let's just say he's been working on something very, very special. And he's just 2 minutes and 17 seconds away from completing that very special thing. So he stopped 15 of 15 so far. It would be his first of the season. Wranglers have been excellent defensively in front of him, just limiting the Mudbugs to 15 shots in today's game. Only 5 shots for Shreveport here in the third period. Looks like a timeout has been called. We'll keep it here on NATV. Your home for Wranglers hockey all season long. Don't forget to follow the Wranglers on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you stay up to date with your Wranglers. I know 2 weeks from now, we'll be back here at the Budweiser bullpen when the Wranglers welcome the Lone Star Brahmas to town. Some fun things going on that weekend, so make sure you follow the team to make sure that you're in the loop for all the activities that we've got going on. I believe they got the Chick-fil-A Family 4-pack that weekend, where you can get 4 tickets, 4 Chick-fil-A vouchers for the low price of $49. Pretty good value if you ask me. It seems like sometimes you go out to eat and it's just $45. So I mean, you add like the 4 tickets in, not a bad deal. In the meantime, 2:17 remain. Wranglers with just the slimmest of leads, 1-0. As Connor McNaughton off the draw, wins it defensively, sends it towards the far side wall. Players converge on that puck as Mudbugs break it free. Shot from Park is blocked by Gerhard. Huge block in the late stages of this game. Mudbugs have to regroup here with the net wide open. So they pull the goaltender. It's a 6-on-5. They'll dump it in. DeMarco out to play it. Tries to send it back down towards the Mudbugs zone, and he does. Shreveport from their own zone. Going for broke. Net empty. Send it back down low. Park dumps it in. McNaughton chases after it. Puck pinned up against the end wall. McRoberts pokes it free. Cook claims the puck. Tries to send it back up to the point, but once again, Grayson Gerhard is there to make another critical play late in the game. Mudbugs have to reset in the neutral zone. And on the second attempt, the Wranglers try and stymie them at the blue line and then send it back down towards the empty net, missing it by a few feet. Calls for an icing with 1:20 to go in the third. Looks like we have another timeout here. I believe the first timeout was called by the Mudbugs. I think this one is now called by Ryan Anderson, understanding that on that icing, all the guys that were out there previously would have to stay out there on a 6-on-5 situation. You want to give your top guys some rest, so they'll draw up a play, let them get a breather, maybe a drink of water. And then we'll see what we have in store in the final minute and 20 seconds from downtown Amarillo. Remember, the Wranglers are 6-1-1 in 1-goal games. This is a team that's proven that in the clutch, they can come away with victories. And that's really what you want to see out of a young team. Shows a lot of maturity, a lot of cohesion within the group. As Wranglers are able to come away when the going gets tight, time and time again, although a lot of hockey to be played between now and the final horn. A minute 20 remain in regulation. Draw to the left of McDonough. Ben Ivy to take it. Off the draw, McRoberts getting chippy with, I believe that's Vassilo. As McRoberts out there with DeMarco, Ben Ivy, Jack Ivy, and Connor McNaughton. Off the draw, Wranglers race after the puck, and McNaughton picks it free and sends it towards the empty net, and he scores! Connor McNaughton ices the game. It's an empty net goal to give the Wranglers a 2-0 lead. What a play by Connor McNaughton in his own zone. Immediately off the rip, off that defensive zone draw, saw the puck moving back towards the Shreveport defenseman. Just leaped like a lightning bolt towards that puck, was able to swat it away. and fired it towards the empty net, and he made no mistake as he put it home and made it a 2-0 game. Wranglers get that insurance goal with 1:15 remaining, and for Connor McNaughton, he's now got goals in back-to-back games. He's got his 6th of the season. What a play there from number 27 in white. I believe that goal is going to be unassisted for McNaughton. To make it 2-0. Off the draw. Mudbugs come away with the puck. You see Sergei Lescarbo go back to the bench, so another 6-on-5 situation here. Mudbugs tap it in deep. Wranglers now with a 2-0 lead. Puck gets pinned up in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Escaping with it is Luke Morris. Tries to dart away, just pins it up against the boards, trying to kill time as we're under a minute to go in the third. Deeb to the line. Left point, Haru with the shot, and it goes over the goal. McRoberts backhands it towards the neutral zone, and the Wranglers clear. Deeb from the neutral zone sends it left wing for Marino. He takes a blast again, high and wide. Hops off that stanchion in the near corner. Centering pass goes astray, goes below the goal line. DeMarco tries to push it free. Bodies converge on that puck. 22 seconds to go in the third. McDonough has stopped 15 of 15. Park, right point, keeps the puck in. Carew across, looking for Cook. Glances off his stick. McRoberts after the puck in his own zone. Wranglers fans on their feet. Puck is pinned up against the boards. 3, 2, 1. Wranglers win! Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Smiles all around. It's a 15-save shutout for Connor McDonough. And the Wranglers, once again in the clutch, find a way to get the job done. They'll play forever in blue jeans. What an effort from the Wranglers here tonight as they go over to hug and congratulate Connor McDonough. And what a bounce-back game from the Wranglers netminder. After getting pulled in the second period of yesterday's game after stopping 16 of 19, he comes back with a 15-save shutout as the Wranglers win 2-0. What a complete win from the Wranglers here tonight as they were able to go 3 for 3 on the penalty kill in the win. As they'll slap their sticks at center ice, salute the crowd here on military night. Big night in the building. Wranglers come away victorious. Wranglers postgame show starts now. Time and time again, this team just continues to amaze me. It's just, there's something about them, man. It's just, when they find a way to get games tight, they can find a way to just be close in the third period even. They just find a way to not just come back, but also find ways to hold leads. And this is something that the Wranglers have been looking for a while this season, is to have a lead in the game, but hold that lead. And they did that here tonight, and they did it in expert fashion, limiting the Mudbugs to just 15 shots on the board. Shreveport only had 5 shots in the third period. This shutout was earned by Connor McDonough. Made a timely save in the third on a centering feed where Mudbug was all alone in the slot, and he kicked out his right leg to make a big save when the game was just 1-0. No doubt about it, Connor McDonough earned this shutout, but the defense played excellent in front of him as well. So McDonough will happily take that shutout, but you got to give a lot of credit to the Wranglers defense in this game. They helped him out big time in this game. There's smiles all around here in Amarillo. And hey, you know what? I didn't say the word shutout throughout the course of the broadcast. And look, Connor McDonough got it. So there you go. I didn't jinx him. No announcers jinxed tonight. Connor McDonough with this first shutout of the season. And the Wranglers win 2-0. Let's recap the scoring here tonight as Luke Morris opened the scoring 3:33 into the second period. You got the assist from Tommy Chunchikov and Alex Papaspropoulos, and what a goal it was. Papaspropoulos was able to work it up ahead for Tommy Chunchikov, and the Wranglers had a 2-on-1 developing. Mudbugs had a guy trailing. Call it a 2-on-1.5, if you will. Wranglers had the step ahead. Chunchikov moving down the right side wing on his backhand, as Tommy Chunchikov is a lefty shooter. Tommy Chunchikov on his backhand is able to sauce it to Luke Morris, who's all alone in the slot. And he beat Sergei Lescarbeau for his second goal of the season, as Connor McDonough is the #1 star of the night, and it's well deserved, as he will meet the PA announcer at center ice for a quick litter interview. Might have to get Connor McDonough on Wranglers Weekly this week, as the only other goal was scored late in the third period, an empty net goal from Connor McNaughton with 1:15 remaining in regulation. Wranglers really pulling out all the stops. It's a defensive zone draw, and off that draw, wasn't won cleanly by the Mudbugs, but you could see the puck kind of trickling back towards the defense, and McNaughton just shot out of a cannon, jumps towards that puck and is able to corral it and fires it from his own end of the ice into the empty net goal. And that's all she wrote. Wranglers win 2-0 on a big team effort. It's not going to show up on the stat sheet in terms of scoring, but of course you got to look at that well-rounded defensive effort. 15 shots on goal, but you can't disregard the 33 shots that the Wranglers put up here tonight. Stark in contrast to what we saw yesterday afternoon when the Wranglers got outshot 41-23. Wranglers really flipped the script here in this game. I think yesterday the Wranglers a bit fatigued. Their 4th game in 7 days. This is their 5th in 8. And somehow they didn't appear fatigued at all in this game. They really came out and played one of their most well-rounded games this season. So very impressed with this Wranglers victory, and Ryan Anderson and Connor Yanni are probably smiling down in the coach's office by the locker room, as the Wranglers will head into the weekend very happy. And now, after playing the short week, the Wranglers now get a little bit extended time before they have to head over to Albuquerque to take on the New Mexico Ice Wolves. We'll check in on the Ice Wolves right now, the Wranglers' opponent next weekend, if my computer will load and show me the scores, of course. But this has easily been the Wranglers' best defensive game of the year. And dare I say it, the Wranglers' defensive system this weekend, or I guess in this game, looked a lot like the Lone Star Brahmas. I mean, you're starting to see that coaching tree of Dan Wildfong take place. Ryan Anderson implementing a similar system. You really start to see that take place in a game like this. Wranglers out shooting their opponent, yes, but also holding the opposition to only 15 shots. Something that Lone Star does very well. I've said it in the second intermission. When that Anderson system is moving and it's working correctly, you get games like this where it's a well-oiled defensive machine, but you've also got high output of shots as well. And so hopefully that'll continue to evolve and get better as the season goes on. You have a few newcomers in the lineup. You have Mitro making his Wranglers debut, Stepanek in his second game as a Wrangler. So it'll take some time for those guys to get acquainted with the system. Drew Jeffers has already played a couple weekends with the Wranglers, but it takes a little bit of time to get acclimated to the system as the Wranglers roll on this season. They improve to 10-6-0-1, now have 21 points on the year. Mudbugs now 11-6-0-1, still stuck at 23 points. So check on the Ice Wolves. Second intermission over in Greeley, and looks like New Mexico has a 3-2 lead over the Colorado Grit. The El Paso Rhinos and the Lone Star Brahmas over at El Paso County Event Center are still scoreless after 2 periods of play. So top 2 teams in the South Division scoreless over in El Paso. Wranglers will be there Thanksgiving weekend, and then obviously, as I mentioned before, the Brahmas will be in town 2 weeks from today. They do battle here, right here at the Budweiser bullpen. So fun month in store for the Wranglers. They move to 1-1 on the month of November. Sometimes all it takes is a good month to really catapult you into the leaders of the South Division, as the Wranglers saw in October. Had a pretty good month of October, winning 4 out of 5 against the Oklahoma Warriors. I'm going to pick up a few wins against a win against Odessa. Get 3 out of 4 standing points against the Jackalopes. So the month of October was kind to the Wranglers. Turn the page to November, and they look to continue their winning ways when they head down to New Mexico. It's a 1-game win streak for the Wranglers. They'll look to make it 2-3 over in Albuquerque, in what should be a fun and feisty battle against the Ice Wolves. If those games are anything like we saw in the preseason, boy, things could get physical, and we could see a lot of penalty minutes depending on how the game is called. But one thing I know for certain is it's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you stick with us here on NATV and our YouTube audio feed as well, as we'll have all the action for you there in what should be a fantastic battle between two really good South Division teams. It'll be the first of 4 matchups between the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves of this season, and it's strange, only 4. You play Oklahoma 8, New Mexico only 4, and yet they're about the same distance driving-wise, or I guess driving time-wise, as each other. Interesting. Go figure. But the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves, next time they will meet will be New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve weekend. So that's it. And as for the Shreveport Mudbugs, the Wranglers won't see them again until early March. So we'll keep our eye on the Mudbugs. They're among the leaders of the South Division, but it'll be a long time until the Wranglers see them again. So we'll keep them in our hearts, and we'll send them packing home with a W. As the Wranglers pick up the W, Shreveport goes home with the L, smiles all around, and Mudbugs will have the next weekend off, as they were at the tail end of their road trip. Full team effort here from the Wranglers, as they will move into the next week very, very happy. So, once again, the final score from Amarillo, the Wranglers 2 and the Mudbugs 0. Put that donut on the board as Connor McDonough picks up his first shutout of the season. Well, I think that's going to wrap things up for us here. Thank you to our tech and operations crew over at HTP for helping us run a good show here tonight. Thank you to everybody here at the Civic Center, and thank you to Chet Yoder, the Mudbugs broadcaster, for hanging out here this weekend and calling the games over on the Shreveport side. Always nice to link up with Chet and the opposing broadcasters. Always fun to have a conversation with them. And say a good hello to our friend Jason Thomas over in New Mexico. We'll see him next weekend. And should be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. Wranglers hockey, it's in the full thick of swings as we are inching closer towards the 3rd mark of the regular season. You blink and you miss it. It just moves that fast, which is why you got to stick around on NATV and YouTube to catch it all season long. Say you were there for the Amarillo season 2023-2024. Well, now I'm just rambling on at this point, so I think I better end it and wrap up the post-game show and maybe then head to bed. Although I heard the new Fortnite season's out, so I don't know, maybe I'll have to play. No, I'm rambling now. All right, it's time to go. It's the Wranglers 2, Mudbugs nothing. Smiles all around. See, I'm smiling. And what an awesome night. What an awesome night. Full team effort from the Wranglers. They come away with a 2-0 victory. 15 save shutout for Connor McDonough. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying so long and good night from the Budweiser bullpen. We'll see you next weekend in Albuquerque for the matchup against the New Mexico Ice Wolves. Good night and have a good evening.